Wee, 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 wee. I'll make that about it. All right. Oh, God damn. Oh. Oh, my goodness. Hey. Thanks for the sub, Ashley. Appreciate you. Yeah. Bunny was good. T-Boss was good. Was good. Good morning, T. Hey, Maria. Mm-hmm. What up, Tracy? Nino was good. Tibbles, appreciate it. What up, Steph? What happened yesterday? Where did my voice go? That shit was just here 2 minutes ago. They ain't gonna sleep with you, little bro. Who is they? We got the weird trolls. Somebody look at this weirdo. Look at this weird person's page. Oh man, how do you do it? There we go. Look at this. They ain't gonna sleep with you. Morning. I'm allergic to the mic. Nope, not hot tea and lemon. Done that before. That shit don't work for me. Not at this time. 20 minutes ago, we just got done eating burger. That's what's up. Breezy Hendrix was talking about me crying. What you mean? He was literally crying? No. Don't say it. Say it ain't so. Say it ain't so. Not crying. Oh, man. Oh, Lord. Oh, Lord. He man's woman class. This can't be real. Oh, yeah, it is very real. Troy Action Jackson. It's absolutely real. It's so real. I don't be up here playing with y'all. I just tell the truth in a world full of lies. What Ye say? Hey, what Ye say? I just tell the truth in a world full of lies. That's all I do. Troy Action Jackson. Oh, man, you denied my request? All right, we going to mute you for the live. If you want to come up and get unmuted, you can. I just be here for the conversations, brother. Y'all ain't got to be so scared to talk to your boy. It's Saturday. Come join your boy on a Saturday. Have a conversation. I'm nice. I'm easing into this thing. Men have unrealistic standards for women. Women's standards for men are too low. You know I've been yelling. That's not why I'm hoarse, though. I'm actually hoarse from something else. It's yeah. Now, this is a topic that's true. What topic do I what let me run through my last 5 topics. You tell me which one wasn't true, Mads. I like you tell me which ones that wasn't true. I would love to know. Oh, K Move says I sound gay. Interesting, K-Move. What does a gay person sound like? I'm curious. I don't know if that was supposed to offend me, but it didn't. Helping me split this rent ain't realistic, though. What does that mean, Drolio? I did. I invited you up. Oh, blessed? No, not right now. We looking for the ops. Grady the Gamer says, dang, my guy, how long the voice been gone? It's been going in and out for like a month. Double Down said, I disagree. Well, come up and tell me why you disagree. I'm sending the requests. I'm sending the requests. Y'all can come up. What's good, blessed? Why you never speak probably on women, dog? Come on. I get the views. That sounds like a hater right there. I get the views. What you saying, Marudo? I don't even know what you're trying to say, brother. I don't know why you choose sides too often. That doesn't even make sense. Why wouldn't I choose a side? I'm curious. I'm curious. Y'all don't look. Hold on, bless. I'll be back. I'm gonna bring you back. Let me get the ops in here real quick. Give me a second. And you driving too, so that's already. I don't like that. They gonna ban us. Here's the thing. I want y'all. Why you never speak probably on women, dog? Come on. I get the views go up and the money, but dang, man. Yeah, that's a weird take because I don't think y'all are you guys really paying attention? Because if I was doing this for money, like if I wanted to like make as much money as I possibly could on, in these spaces, I would make way more money pandering to men. No. 100%. All the biggest platforms pander to men. Every single one. Name on TikTok especially. Name them. Not on TikTok. Name it. I don't even make Marudo. When people go live and they pander to the women, they know that's gonna drive the views up because the woman, they put it like this, y'all, they morally care about somebody pandering and picking their side. So the views gonna go up whenever you talk about the women. For example, we can bring up this, right? You got Kevin, right? Kevin Samuels. Mm-hmm. When he was speaking about the men, his views never went up. But as soon as he started pandering to me, hold on. Marudo. He was speaking truth. Marudo, hold on. Marudo. It's true. Hold on, brother. Hold on, brother. Hold on. Sir, stop. Oh, my bad. Real quick. You just said the thing that I just said. You just said when Kevin Samuels weighed 180 pounds and he was in his car and he was talking about colognes and just talking about men and really focusing on men and trying to give men a message when he was telling men the truth, he literally said it himself. He said, yeah, man, you don't make no money telling men the truth. He said, but I know if I was to start bashing women, the views would go through the roof. The Kevin Samuels you just mentioned, that's what Kevin Samuels said. So like I said, if I wanted to make money, he was. Kevin Samuels said it himself. I'm not speaking bad on Kevin Samuels. Kevin Samuels said it himself. Before y'all start dick riding this nigga, I'm telling you, I fucking played the video in my live several times. Kevin Samuels has said, we heard him say it. Everybody heard him say it. He said it himself. Now, if y'all don't know that Kevin Samuels was grifting y'all, then that's on you. But I knew he was grifting men because he was a liar. Just like every single man who panders to men is a liar. The only way you can get men to listen to you is to lie to them. The only way men will come in here and start agreeing with you is to tell a lie. I swear to God. If I tell the truth, Marudo say, oh, I agree with that. But you was in the comments like, why don't you ever talk about the women? What do you want me to say about women?
I never see a live about the women.
I know. What do you want me to say about women?
It's the thing. I just, like I said, I understand it.
You don't understand it. Hold on, Marudo.
If you're going to speak about one, how would you speak about one if you never speak about the other one?
What does this say? Hold on. What is this? What does this say? What does this say?
That's still pandering to the woman.
Okay. Okay. Hold on. K-Move. Hold on. Marudo, you're contradicting yourself. Do you or do you not agree with this? Because you said you did.
No, I said I agree with the man part.
Oh, you agree with the man part?
Yeah.
Okay.
I definitely do have unrealistic standards.
Okay. So if you agree with the man, if you agree with the part about men, just so you know, you can say why you disagree with the part about women. That's fine. But at least half of what I'm saying is true, right? According to you.
Yeah.
Okay. And what don't you agree about the second part? What do you disagree with about the second part?
Like I said from when I first came in, it ain't about what it's saying in the prompt. I said every time I come across.
Oh, Marudo, you're making this more difficult than it needs to be. Just answer the question. No. I know it's my live. It's my live. You don't let me. No, you're disrespecting me. I asked you a direct question and you're pivoting. So that's disrespectful.
I'm answering it.
You're not. You're not. I promise you, you're not. I already know you started off wrong. Okay. What do you disagree with specifically? Tell me why you disagree with it.
Are you placing the argument and putting a woman above a dude?
That doesn't mean you.
Their prompt, bro. The prompt that all the prompts that you make, like the last time I came in here, I forgot what it was about, but you always place the woman and put them above the men. You know what I'm saying? And it's an attack, and I understand.
I want you to tell me why you disagree with it, though. You have to tell me why you disagree with it. You're making empty assertions. You're not actually.
Men have unrealistic standards for women.
You agree with that part? We know.
That
Okay.
statement is more detrimental than women's standards for men are too low.
Why do you disagree with women's standards being too low? That's what I'm asking you. You still haven't answered the question, just so you know.
I never said I didn't agree with the prompt. I said, why you always placing women?
Sir, you said I disagree with the bottom part. So do you agree with it or not?
Men are too low.
Yeah, I'm asking you. Do you said you disagree with the second half of the prompt?
That's because it's placing.
That's not why you disagree with it. You would have to have a reason why you disagree with it. You can say I'm placing the man or the woman above or below. Who cares? But why do you disagree with it?
What do you mean? Who cares?
That's irrelevant. That has no place in this discussion. If you feel
that's the whole purpose of the discussion.
That's not the whole purpose of the discussion. That is what you want to turn it into.
What's in the comments?
I don't care. I can't read the comments. I'm talking to you.
It's not about the comments. It's about the people that's in it.
Go ahead, K. Go ahead, K. Move. I'm gonna let K. Move. I'm gonna let K. Move try to answer the question.
Okay, so let's go with it. So let's go with the first one.
Okay.
Men have unrealistic standards for women. How is that true? That is not true at all whatsoever.
Okay. Why isn't it true?
Number one. Okay, so number one. Women have so many qualifications for you to even talk to them or even to get a date or anything. Women will say, oh, you have to pay for my babysitter, or you have to do this, or you have to take me here and pay for all of this and do that. You have to come in doing a lot of courting, and women are not traditional at all. So you're doing all that courting for a woman that's out there advertising for every man in the world to see on social media and doing everything that guys know where they have more rights.
Can you tell me? Hold on, wait, K-Move. This is, you guys, I swear to God, if you could formulate a thought, a coherent thought, this would go way easier. So what I want to know is, and this is why I ask you the questions the way I ask you to, because when I just let you guys talk, you don't ever make a point. So I want you to tell me why or how specifically, why do you disagree with the prompt? So first, let me help you out. First, establish what do you think men have as standards for women? Generally speaking, what are most men looking for?
Most men are basically looking for peace. They're looking for a woman that has morals.
Okay.
They're
So
looking
they're
for a woman that's nurturing.
a nurturing.
And a woman that has, you know,
Let him go. Let him go, Marudo.
basically that a woman that can take care of herself,
Uh-huh.
like all her initial things, and don't need a man to take care of her livelihood self, like your hair and your nails.
Okay.
Now,
So you want an independent? Wait, I just want to. Let's just come on, man. Focus.
No.
So you want an independent woman?
I would not mind
Hold on.
paying at times.
I'm not even. I'm trying to. Can't move. I promise. I want to make.
Not an independent woman. That is a responsible.
Hold on, sir. Hold on. I just want us to have. I'm really trying to help us all have a productive conversation, right? So keep it short and concise. You want an independent woman, right? That's the thing. I'm just gonna pair. I just want to boil it down. Responsible adult, cool. You want to, but that's too vague. That's what I'm saying. I like independent. It means, and I like what you said. Yes. Can't move. Why are you talking while I'm talking? Why are you talking while I'm talking when I'm trying to help you? I swear to God, I am. I don't need all the rest of that shit. Right? I want Marudo to go. I want Grady to go. Nobody else going to get a chance to talk because all you're going to do is keep going on and on and on. Right? Let's make it short. You want an independent woman who can take care of herself financially. Boom. Got it. Right? You want yes, that is what you want. Stop saying no. That's what you just said. I just made it sound better and more concise. We just gonna sum it up, bro. God damn, it's okay. I don't think anything's wrong with wanting a financially responsible woman. That is what you said. You want a woman that can pay for her hair and nails. Yeah, that's man. You want to make it more convoluted and more vague. I don't. So you want that. You also said you want somebody to be their piece. Now, that is not a real thing. Be my piece is not. What the fuck does that even mean? How do you bring a person peace? Right? What was the second thing you said after you said be my piece? Oh, you said well, I forgot the term you used.
Standards.
No, what was the
social media?
No, what was the term you used when you said after you said be my piece? You said you want the woman to be like, damn, I wish I could remember the word. What did you say? Oh, you want her to have morals. Okay, so you want a woman with integrity. I can appreciate that. So you want a financially responsible adult and you want a woman with integrity, right?
There you go.
Okay, cool. That's what I'm saying. Let's just cut to it. We ain't got to do all this dancing and yapping and shit. I got you. I like that. Can you name something else?
Yeah, I can name a lot of other things.
Give me two more things. Give me two more things. Oh, nurturing. You want a nurturing woman, right? Cool. So you want a nurturing woman, a woman of integrity, and a woman that is financially responsible. Got it. One more thing.
And that actually can read and relate. I want a woman that's proactive and not reactive.
And what does that mean? I like that, but what do you like? Give me an example of in what scenario do you want that to be the case?
Okay, this is just a scenario and an example. So
yeah.
Here we go. For instance, say that someone can say something that make you angry right there on the spot. Okay. Instead of just reacting to that person, you be proactive. Think about your move and the next move that you say instead of just being reactive to the words.
Okay, that wouldn't be proactive, but I hear what you're saying. You don't want a person to be reactionary. I got you. Okay. Proactive would mean before anything happened, you took some action, but you can't really do that because you're still reacting.
You think about your reaction before you just react off of what somebody does to you.
Yeah, you don't want a person to be reactionary. Okay, I got you. Okay, so you want a person that's thoughtful. I think that would fall under the guise of thoughtful. I got that. I like those things. Marudo said he disagrees. Said that's cap. What are your things that you think men? What are some standards that men have for women, generally speaking, Marudo?
On the majority standpoint, a dude standards is as low as hell.
Okay.
On the majority standpoint, a dude just he figure out all that shit on the back end. Okay. You know what I mean? Once he really started dealing with her, but there is no really standards for a dude. He see a pretty face and a nice body, and he go like at the drop of a dime.
Okay.
Now he figure out if she got good morals, if she can cook and all that. On
Yeah,
the back,
glad you said that.
but on the first looks, he's not. That's not no.
Got you.
We gonna talk. We gotta.
Can't
be
move. Let him.
realistic.
Hold on,
That's
wait.
not
Hold on,
what's
wait,
gonna
Marudo.
happen.
Wait, Marudo. Can you let him finish? Can't move because he didn't interrupt you. So can you let him finish?
No, I just want to be able to respond and
You
not
can't.
miss a point. That's all.
You can, but let him finish, and everybody can talk if you let people finish. Go ahead, Marudo. Finish. I'm sorry, brother.
Yeah, that's all I'm saying. You gonna figure dudes typically figure all that stuff out on the back end or in the middle somewhere. They not coming in trying to figure out. Oh yeah, do you do this? Then do you do that? That don't matter. And then to somewhere in the middle on the majority scale.
Okay.
Now you do got your different, like he individual, I'm individual. We both have our own
Yeah.
purposes.
But you mean generally speaking, men are going after looks.
On a majority standpoint,
okay,
that's most dudes.
Okay.
May I respond?
Yes, go ahead, Can't move.
I'm glad you said that because I went through that.
Hold on, wait, Can't move. Don't center. Can't move. Hold on. Do not, before you say your point, do not center yourself. This is not about you. It's about men in general. So before you start feeling like he was attacking you personally, don't do that because that's not what he was doing.
Okay. So a lot of men do that. So like we'll go in just, based off the looks and like, man, oh, she's bad, right? And then you'll end up getting into a situation where you'll end up losing yourself because you're not looking at the qualities of the woman and what you chose. So you're getting that energy that you're putting out, and that ends up, damaging and hurting and taking a lot away from you.
I don't disagree with that. I think the only thing I would disagree with is, or the question I would have for you is what you're described is what Marudo described. Does that apply to the majority of men?
Absolutely.
Okay, then he's right. Right?
Absolutely.
Okay. So now I want Grady to go before I respond. Go ahead, Grady. What are some things that are what are the standards that men have for women, generally speaking? Name some of them, I guess. Not all of them. Oh.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
What up, big dog? Hey,
Sure.
man, you got some patience, boy. Hey, for the top one, bro, let's just be honest. It is we have unrealistic standards for women. Let's just keep it 95 plus 5. You want them to be a freak boy virgin at the same time. You want them to make money, not depend on you. It's kind of weird how we kind of like have these opposite ends when it comes to their like realistic standards for them. Mm-hmm. Now, as far as the bottom public,
hold on, wait, Grady, hold on, brother. I'm come on, man. Help me out. Help your brother out. I'm asking you, what are some standards that men have for women? But you said they want freaky virgins. I agree. But what are some? And they want you to pay the bills and right? Okay.
Yeah, they want them to pay the bills and come home.
Do most of the labor at home. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that's really the main thing most men want, but we don't realize like that's a lot.
That's everything. Yeah.
Yeah, like bro, I'm with my daughter right now, feeding her, and I had to work, come home and do this, bro. That's a lot. How you expect a woman to do it every day? Yeah. You feel me? So those are the standards that I think that are unrealistic right there.
Yeah.
Just those. Right
those two. Okay. So I think that, and I agree with Grady, and I hold on, I'm gonna mute you up, Grady. You got a lot of background noise. I agree with Grady and I agree with Marudo because, and to a certain extent, I agree with K-Move. I think all of y'all are right. I think all of you guys are right, and here's why. Because men expect, like K-Move said, they expect a woman to have integrity. He expect all those things that K-Move said. Men expect those out of women. But to Marudo's point, the reason why men get to just go up to a woman and figure everything in on the back end is because most women embody the things that K-Move is saying. The standards that the standards that K-Move said that men have for women, most women have those things. Most women have integrity, right? Most women are independent. Most women, you don't got to pay for their whole fucking lifestyle and blah, 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 right? That's most women. So you don't need to even worry about that if you're a man. When you go out with a woman, when you go try to find a woman, all you got to do is what Marudo said and try to find you the most attractive woman, right? That's what I'm saying. So let's tie everything together. Grady said men want a submissive provider, a freaky virgin. K-Move says she got to have integrity, be nurturing, be his peace. Marudo said that she got to be beautiful. Now, if y'all put all that shit together, that don't sound fucking unrealistic. That don't sound unrealistic because I don't think any of those things cancel out any of the other things. I think all those things are true simultaneously. Anybody can respond to that. I'm very curious.
It sounds unrealistic when you put them together.
And that's what most men want. That's my point. So how the fuck is that not true? That's unrealistic. Now, we're going to go down to women's standards are too. Huh? Yeah, now I want to go to the second part. Now that we have addressed that men have unrealistic standards for women, right? Men have unrealistic standards for women. Y'all go, if you want to disagree, it's your time to disagree with that right now, please.
I disagree.
Okay.
But let's go to the second part.
No. I need for you to tell me why you disagree, because I agree with everything you said. And you agree with everything Marudo said. So how can those two things not be unrealistic? And well, the thing that makes them unrealistic, y'all, it's not K-Move or Marudo. I think both of those things do go together. I don't think that's unrealistic. But when you add in what Grady said, which is men expect a woman, like K-Move just said, I want the woman to be financially independent and blah, 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 right? I agree. But then you also expect her to do her womanly duties, which is what?
I didn't say that.
No. Grady said this. And I'm saying most men think this way. If you don't think this way, that's fine. But most men think this way. Most men think that it's a woman's job to watch the kids, to clean, to do most of the child rearing, do most of the labor in the home. And that's, sir, K-Move, no caveats. That is for the majority of men. If was a fifth, I'm talking about for the majority of men, that applies. The majority of men expect women to cook, clean, suck, fuck, on cue, and work. Go ahead.
Okay, so no, because if the only way that can happen is if you're financially responsible for everything, and ain't nothing wrong with that. If you're taking care of all the bills and you say, hey, babe, I don't need you to
K-Move, I'm not speaking on the ifs. Don't do that. This is not the time to do that. I'm saying, listen again.
That's the only time that's acceptable for a woman to do all those things.
K-Move, that is irrelevant to the conversation. I'm telling you what most men actually think women should do, though. I'm not saying that I disagree with you. And I disagree with you, by the way, because I don't think that even when you go out and work, that your woman should be responsible for everything in the fucking home. And the women who have done it before will tell you, huh?
If you're providing,
yes,
the lifestyle that she wants.
Yeah, I've done that before, and you still don't get away with doing that. I'm telling you, it's not realistic. You still, because they do more work than you. You go to work for 8 hours a day, 9, 10 hours a day. You come home, they don't never get a fucking break. So yeah, you should come home and help them out. You still eat, because the thing about that whole, when I go out and I make money and the woman shouldn't have to do the woman should have to do everything at home. The shit that don't make sense is this: with or without that woman, you would have to go to work, and you would probably work about the same amount of time. You would probably work the same amount of time.
It depends on
generally speaking, K-Move, you don't need to argue. Just be honest. Generally speaking, you would work about the same amount of time. The average American, whether they got a woman or not, working between 8 to 10 hours a day, with or without a woman, right? So my point, the average married man works 50 hours a week, right? So you want to say the average single man works less? Cool, right? Because everybody want to say, oh, you married and you got to work so much harder when you, okay. So the average American works what? 48 hours a week? Bet. Average man, 48 hours a week. Cool. So with or without a woman, your weekly uptick in hours went up fucking 2 hours a week, right? From being single to being married. But that woman, when she was single, all she had to, hold on, K-Move, please don't interrupt me. When that woman was single, all she had to do was take care of herself. All she had to do when she cooked with one dish. She cleaned one pot. She cleaned one cup. She cleaned one plate, one fork, one knife, so on and so forth. Now she got to clean up after you and the kids. So her workload just increased by fucking 4. Your workload increased by fucking 5%. Her workload went up 400%. Your workload went up 5%. So I don't want to hear that the only way you could get away with that is by making all the money. You can't. You still got to come home and show up. But thank you for proving my point, because most men, hold on, can't move, because most men do think like you, and that goes into my fucking first prompt, and you are proving it true every single time you open your mouth.
You're not letting me speak, though.
I did let you speak, but go ahead, speak more.
Let me finish my point, because I mean, this is just, and then it's not about me, but I feel like when you're really in a relationship, marriage with a woman, okay, for one, you want to be in a financial status, in a financial place to where you don't have to worry about anything.
Can't move. I'm sorry, I can't let you finish. You are wasting our time. This is irrelevant to the conversation. I promise you it is. You think it's relevant. It's not. I'm talking about men in general. What you're describing doesn't apply to most men. That's just the reality. So if you can't apply it to most men, there's no need for you to tell us your ideas on a relationship. I don't give a fuck. I'll be honest. I'm sorry. I don't care. This is not that part of the conversation. That conversation can come up, but it's not right now. So when you disagree with me, I want you to tell me, nah, public, that actually doesn't apply to most men. Most men actually don't think like that about women, and because most men think like this. That is the way that you would go about refuting it. Right now, you're just you're talking about the minority of men. First of all, the majority of men can't financially provide for their whole families anyway. The vast majority of Americans can't. So right off the rip,
you don't need to be in a relationship.
Okay, but it's irrelevant. Most people are in relationships. Can't move. Don't nobody care about your relationship coaching shit. Can't move. I don't care about your relationship coaching approaches. That's irrelevant. It is about the majority. What is not clicking? I am talking about the majority of men. Are you? Who are you talking about?
Shit, I'm talking about the men that are making it. I don't hang.
Okay, so let's not talk about those men. Now you want to center yourself. So can you have this conversation speaking in general about most men, or are you going to keep reverting back to yourself and centering yourself?
I just agree to disagree. So just go ahead and move on.
Okay, you just disagree because you ain't got nothing. This shit is sad. Y'all so disagreeable. Okay, so we gonna move on. Women's standards for men are too low. Maruto, you disagree with that. Why do you disagree with that?
I feel like to an extent, women's expectations for dudes are a little bit higher, and a little bit more potent than dudes. I feel like dudes' expectations is physical. Okay. On a majority standpoint, it's more physical. And like, dude, who's that? Grady said, a virgin and a freak. That was funny, but that's true. Now, on a woman's scale point, you got to be a certain height for most of them. You can't be shorter than them. So, got to be a certain height.
What height do they want? What's the general height that most women are looking for?
Just taller than them.
And
the same height or shorter, they necessarily.
I got you. And what is the average height of a woman in America?
Honestly, I don't know. What is it, like 5'5", 5'4"?
5'6". And what is the average height? And what is the average height of a man in America?
I believe that's like 5'9", 5'10", right?
5'10". So the average. So all that. So you're basically saying that the average woman is looking for the average man, but you think that is too high. That's too much to ask for.
I wouldn't say it's too much to ask for.
You just said that though.
That's just like saying if a shorter dude came up to you, you wouldn't talk to him.
Maruto, hold on, brother. The average. Listen to what's going on here. You said their standards are too high, right?
That was part of it.
I know. And that I just want. Let's go piece by piece. So you're saying that a reason why their standards are too high is because they want a man that's taller than them. You and I have just established that the average man is significantly taller than the average woman. So do you think that is a too high of a standard to want a man that is taller than you when you're an average woman?
That's a wild standard, but I get where you're going. Yeah.
How is that a wild standard?
That's a wild, cause it's just like if a dude got everything you want out of a dude, mentally, financially, spiritually, whatever. They're not gonna talk to him.
They're not passing up on that, Maruto. That is make believe. That is shit that dummies think. You don't think like that. Don't do that. You smarter than that. That's not true. If a dude is 5'5", and I'm not, look, bro, I'm not gonna disagree with you, right? Because physical matters for everybody. That's the first thing you see, right? So you may not, based on the physical, you just said that men are, that's all they looking for. But if a woman has any standards based on physicality, then all of a sudden her standards is wild, right? But if in that particular instance, if a woman is 5'6" and you're 5'5", you're significantly lower, you're significantly shorter than the average man, right? Significantly shorter, right? They don't know if that could be due to health reasons. That could be due to you was a freaking crack baby. Like there's many things that go into that. I'm not even joking. So they're like bad genetics in their mind. Like all these what are these natural things are happening in a woman's mind when she meets a man that is shorter than her. And y'all not even acknowledging that. You acting like she should just turn that shit off and go, oh no, I see past that. I'm gonna give this 5'2", this 5'3" man a chance, even though I'm only 5'3". Like that don't make sense. That's what I'm saying. That's not realistic, right? So realistically, a average woman expecting an average man, or I'm sorry, wanting an average man who is taller than her, that's the standards aren't high, brother. They're not high. I'm sorry. You can't make that make sense. And you want to talk about these one-offs of this. You talking about these short kings out here. You're just making assumptions. Short niggas is terrible too. I'm not understanding. You act like short dudes are inherently better than taller dudes or something like that.
I'm not saying they better people. I'm not saying they inherently better. I'm just saying a tall dude definitely gonna have more of a chance. A 6-foot dude or a dude over 5'10" in general gonna have a better chance than anybody below that.
Okay, so what?
So that prove my point.
That doesn't prove your point. It literally doesn't do anything.
A woman is attracted to a dude that's more tall, which is 6 foot. So what I'm saying is, if a dude is below her height or shorter in general, he could be fat. He could be 5 foot. What you say? The average height for the man is 5'6".
5'10".
5'6", the same height, and they still overlook him for the 6 foot dude.
Okay,
that's a standard.
That's not an unrealistic. This is about if the standards are unrealistic or if they're too low, right? You want a woman's standard to go from seeking. You want the average woman's standard for seeking the average man to be lower. You want her to seek a below average man. Her standard just expecting an average man is too high to you. But what? Are you serious? Like, listen to what you're saying.
6 foot dudes ain't getting pumped out.
Hold on. I'm 6 foot. I know. I'm telling you. 5'10".
So you know the difference.
5'10" is average, sir. My
Put it
point.
like this: if you stand next to a person that's 5'6", 5'7", you 6 foot.
Mm-hmm.
Who's more likely to walk out that room with the shorties or the shorty in general? The woman.
Me.
Well, listen, this is the discrepancy.
Exactly,
but I'm not. But wait.
If he's up height, you're above height.
Hold on. Wait. I don't think. See, but you're asking me personally. I don't think it's because I'm 6 foot. You know what I'm saying? Like I wouldn't think that because even if I was 5'6", I would say that.
It wouldn't necessarily be because of the, what I'm saying, height, but it does give an advantage. That's what I'm saying.
I'm sure.
There's an advantage over them because you 6 foot.
I'm sure.
Let me explain what the discrepancy is, Maruda. You're actually arguing for the point that women's standards for men are too low in the sense that they're going for the average man. That's what he's saying. They usually will go for someone taller because you just agreed that the average man is taller than the woman. Maybe not 6 foot, but they're usually above the woman. So in that sense, she is going for a regular standard. She's not going for the very high standard.
She's not.
But you are right.
Yeah. If most women, go ahead. I'm sorry. Okay, go ahead.
Is 6 foot the regular standard?
Sir, you keep saying. Hold on, Marudo. You're the one who keeps saying 6 foot to make a point. I'm telling you, the average woman is in a relationship with the average man, and the average man is not 6 foot. That's all I'm saying. I don't need to make an assumption. I could just point to the reality, right? The reality is there ain't enough 6 foot niggas to go around for every average woman, right? Every average height woman, I'm saying. The average height woman is in a relationship with the average height man fucking 99% of the time, bro. That's all I'm saying. I don't know what's so hard to understand about that.
When we talking about what would be their standards, meaning
That's
what
not
they want, not what they got and what
no.
they settled with. What would they want?
No, sir.
That's a standard.
That's not a standard.
Just because you set a standard don't mean that's necessarily what you're going to get at the end of the day. You're going to settle for what most of the time.
Then you don't. Then that's not your standard. That's not a standard. That's what I'm saying. If your standard, hold on, wait. If your standard is I will only date dudes 6 foot or taller, and then you don't date a dude that's 6 foot, he's 5'9", then 6 foot isn't your standard. That's what I'm saying. That's your goal. You can call it a goal. It's not your standard. Your standard is your baseline. Your standard is I will not go lower or higher than this. This is my standard. This is my line in the sand. Now, if you're saying that most women's goal is to date a man that is 6 foot or taller, or preference, yes, right? Duh. I don't give a fuck about a preference. Preferences are stupid.
Rudo, in other words, if the question was a woman's has too high of a standard, or the same question, a woman is unrealistic in her standards, then you could say, yeah, because they all want 6'3" and up. Then that would make sense. If the question was women are unrealistic, they have unrealistic standards for men because they want everyone to be 6'3" or 4 and up. You understand?
I get what you're saying.
Yeah. So in that case, you're arguing for the question above, not the question below.
Yeah, I'm just that, and that's what I'm saying. So the height thing is blown out of proportion. That's something that men hyperfixate on to try to muddy the waters and act like men and women both have unrealistic standards. But women don't. Women's standards are fucking low as hell, bro. Trust me, they are. They are. If women look. Most men are misogynistic, right? Which means most men have a disdain or hatred of women. Most women are in relationships with most men, right?
Facts.
So that means most women are in relationships with misogynistic men who hate them or have a disdain for them based on their gender or sex. And you sitting here telling me that women don't have low standards for men? The baseline isn't. Listen to what I'm saying. The baseline for women isn't even the man has to respect me as a human being. That's not women's base. The baseline for women doesn't even start at men need to see us as human beings. That's not where they start at. They start at I expect him to not see me as a human being. I'm gonna work with him, and hopefully, he sees me as a human being eventually. That's how most women approach. That's what they're generally speaking. That is their approach when they're dating men. And you're sitting here talking about their standards are unrealistic, too high, because they want you to have a job, because they want you to not cheat, because I'm not under what is the where I'm not understanding where's the preference at? I mean, where's the standard at?
The height thing is weird, Paul, because like I'm 6'2", bro, and I've seen women, like I've lost a woman and seen her with a guy that's like 5'8".
Shit don't matter.
It do not matter.
Shit do not matter, bro.
I've seen guys, when I was playing college ball, I've seen guys 6'6" crying because that girl was with a guy 5'8". I thought height mattered. Bro, you just gotta be a good person. That's the first thing.
Yeah.
That's the first thing. Hey, Pub, as far as the second one, this is where I disagree. I don't think women's standards for men are too low. I just think it's understandable where it's at. Just based off like watching your live and stuff. And like, remember I told you, me and you disagreed on a lot of stuff like before, but a lot of guys are not going to like really put in that work to change. So I think women are like, okay, well, let me at least find something positive, and they're just sticking to that. And they're not like, waiting for the guy to change or become a better person. So it's kind of like sad, but it's kind of like that's the reality of where it's at. Not to change or be better for them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's it. So why do you think so many men like to run around and say that women have unrealistic standards?
I think honestly, bro, because ours are unrealistic. I think like if it's like a mirror effect, and it's just them. Like go back to Maruto and the height thing. I ain't gonna lie, Maruto. It was like 20 women asking how tall he was. That was crazy. Go back to the height thing.
Every day you can see it.
I feel you. Go back to the height thing.
I ain't really sure.
We
average
get mad
height,
at
yeah.
women for the height thing. Yeah, we get mad at women for the height, but Pug, you 6 foot, I'm 6'2".
Mm-hmm.
Most men don't date tall women. Think about it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And there's plenty of pretty tall women around. So it's just like, I think it's a mirror effect. Ours are unrealistic. So we look at them like theirs unrealistic. But in reality, bro, it's not. If you really break it down, it's not at all. Like, it's very realistic for them.
Yeah. I don't think women, I think men, the reason why I say men have realistic, I think men have unrealistic standards for women, but in this regard, the things that they want from women like contradict each other, or they work against one another. You know what I'm saying? And they're not, you know what I should change this to for men? They have unhealthy standards for women. That, I think that's a better word, because women actually meet men's standards. Even with them being, you know what I'm saying? Like, even with them like saying all of these like contradictory things, like women actually meet the standards most of the time. Like, even with the shit being crazy. Like I be laughing at men because they be like, I want a traditional woman. And I'm like, most women from what you guys think traditional women should be, most women actually are still traditional. Most women are still conditioned to take care of the house, the kids, you, every fucking thing. And now you just add going to work and going to school. They just do everything now. That's like, what's the difference? You think women are coming in like, no, hard line in the sand. You got to do 50-50. Like, women are not that. Once again, standards are low. They don't expect men to do as much as them in a relationship. They just like, if you could contribute, if you could just not, you know what I'm saying, don't cheat, don't be nice to me sometimes. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can hold you down. Go ahead, cool guy.
I think there's unrealistic standards on both sides, depending on, of course, who you're talking to. All right. And it's just a matter of vetting the situation and having that conversation, asking those intrusive questions. What do you see us? How do you see us in a relationship? What roles do you see you playing? What roles do you see me playing? And that's it. But most people don't take time to talk about these things. So then they walk away feeling like, man, she was either asking too much, or he was asking too much, or whatever the case may be. But the next person will say, no, this is good. I love this. So it's just a matter of compatibility. And that's what people don't seem to understand. That's why the vetting process is so hard.
I disagree with the vetting process and all of that crap. And I don't think it goes both ways. I hate when you guys say shit goes both ways. Because that's not realistic. Everything doesn't go both ways, or most of these things don't go both ways. But I got something for you. Mello, hit your cam real quick, like cam up and cam down real quick or something, because it won't let you. Your thing is cycling. But I want you to hear this. I got something. I got something for Mello. Mello said why the divorce rate is what it is. I came across this video today. I think this is a perfect time to play this video. You ain't got to cam up and show your face, but I'm gonna play this video for y'all right now because I think this is a perfect time to play this video. He's talking about the divorce rate. He's saying that's why the divorce rate is so high. Okay. You ready? All right, I'm ready for this. Let's go.
Time for some more unlearning. And today, 50% of marriages end in divorce. Or do they? No, first of all, it's a dumb thing to measure. Until the 1970s, divorce laws were very different. So really, it would have been a measurement of what percentage of couples are trapped in bad situations. Also, it's a dumb statistic because it doesn't take into consideration length. So the couple that held hands while the water came in on the Titanic counts exactly the same as someone who got hit by a bus on their honeymoon. Oh, but also, it doesn't take into consideration overachievers. Some people are really good at getting divorced. And if you stay married forever, you only get to count for one. But if someone gets divorced 5 times, they get to be counted 5 times. But even given all of those caveats to this statistic, no one actually bothered to measure because it would be too hard. The way you'd actually do this is you would track every single marriage that's ever happened, and you'd sort them into 3 buckets: still going, death did us part, and oopsie doodle. And the reason you can't do that is because that's too much data. A group of people put together the statistic, and you might be wondering, did they have a political agenda? Of course. And what they did was the lazy math. They took the number of people who got married this year and the number of people who divorced this year, and they compared them. And those are obviously dumb numbers because those are mostly not the same people. You're basically saying that 50% of apples end in oranges. And now the craziest part, it's not even 50. If you do their bad math on their made up numbers, you get 32%. That's the current rate. So we as a society need to split up with the 50-50 myth. Time for some more
All right. So yeah, the divorce rate isn't even at 50%. Half of divorces don't end in half of marriages don't end in divorce. half of marriages don't end in divorce. So y'all can stop saying that stupid shit. Anytime y'all want to, y'all can stop saying that stupid shit, right? Yeah. This is crazy. I just the ways that men will try to like wiggle around the truth and facts is hilarious to me. So where are we at? We have arrived at the place where, to me, it seems like there's a consensus. Men have unrealistic standards for women. Women have their standards for men are too low. It actually, and the reason why I say they're too low is because standards for men, standards for women actually put women in harm's way. That's why I say they're too low.
Okay, I just want to ask this one question. So if two people meet and they basically discuss what it is they want, and one person decides whatever the other person wants, that's not what they want to do. So they just decide, okay, it's all good, and they leave, right? So they meet other people, and those two people now agree, like, yeah, this is exactly what I want.
Okay.
Would you say that there was a lacking standards or too high in standards for each of those individuals, or it's just a fact of they didn't meet the people that would share in their standards? You understand what I'm saying? That's what I meant when I gave the example in the beginning. You do agree with that, correct?
No, I don't even understand. I don't even understand what you're saying. What?
Okay, so I'll say it again.
Okay, I'm listening. I'm a listen.
Let's say you're a single guy. You meet a young lady.
Okay.
You discuss certain things of how you would like to be in a marriage, right?
Okay.
And she says, "Well, all that cooking and cleaning, I don't do that. I'm gonna be honest.
Okay.
But this is what you're looking for. You're looking for a woman who would be willing to cook and clean. You'd help too. It's not that you wouldn't, because you're a very thoughtful guy. But she's saying, no, I just don't do it. I don't want to do it. I don't want to learn how.
Okay.
Right? So you leave and you find another lady. And she says, I love cooking. I love baking. That's just my thing. I mean, I love all that stuff.
Okay.
So you're excited, and she's excited because whatever it is she wants out of you is the same. So y'all get married. In other words, it's just a matter of finding the person who values what you value. There is no high standard and low standard. It's just whoever wants what. That's what I'm saying. You understand?
If you're trying to say that standards are subjective, then I agree. But the basis that I'm saying women's standards are too low, like I said, is because women get with men and the majority of the time they are hurt by men. So that would prove that their standards are too low. And then I would say that men's standards for women are too high or unrealistic because their standards end up hurting the women they're in relationships with because they put too much on the woman's plate. Therefore, their standards are too high or too unrealistic. That would be that's how you're supposed to look at it. Go ahead, Grady.
Go ahead. Oh, okay. I got a question. So when I heard you earlier say like their standards are to the point where it's dangerous for them. Like, do you think like they know that as well? Like going into it? Like,
No. Most people get married in their late 20s, which means they're dating probably like in their mid 20s. Like, I don't think people are like that thoughtful. I don't think people actually, are like that forward thinking. You know what I'm saying? And I mean that generally speaking and historically, I don't think women actually like think that, think about it in that way. And I also think because women are conditioned they're conditioned to build a man. They're conditioned to help a man and things of that nature and like be his better half and all of that shit, that they'll get into these relationships fully expecting he is going to be a work in progress. They literally, so women's standards are set by society, right? I got to mute you up. You got a lot of background noise. Women's standards are set by society, and society says You can't expect a man to have all of his shit together, to see you like a human being, to be generous, to be respectful, to be kind, to be intimate, to be. You can't expect that. You're going to have to equip him with those things. He's not going to come equipped with those things, right? That is what society is conditioning. That's how society is conditioning women. And men are being conditioned to believe that a woman is going to help you with all of those things. So you just got to be 6 foot. You just got to be buff. You just got to have a job. You know what I'm saying? You could cheat a little bit, but not on Sundays, maybe not on Saturday. You know what I'm saying? You got to spend most of your time with your kid. Like, and she'll help you with the rest. She'll help you with the rest. That's the difference. That's what I'm saying. And so you put two people in a relationship that think this way. One person is bound to get hurt, and it is the fucking woman 99% of the time. If you put those two people in a relationship, the woman is bound to get hurt. She's bound to get used up, like the vast majority of the time. That's just the reality. And I'm just trying to help men understand. Go ahead, brother. I'm listening.
Is there any way, considering, let's say we agree with you, is there any way then for this woman to actually know before she gets married who she's dealing with, so that she doesn't suffer these?
No, the only way for her to know, if you mean individually, no. But if you mean generally, yes, because generally this is gonna happen if you're a woman, right? So basically the only real approach that men leave women is to just leave men alone. That's the only approach they can take where they're actually safe. There's no amount of vetting. There's no amount of reconnaissance. It doesn't work. The only out we leave women collectively is to leave us alone. And I know men don't want women to leave them alone. So I'm telling men, hey, we can change that. If you want to, you can change that. Right? If you want, and this is how you change it. You got to treat them like a human being. You know what I talk about every day. And the men be fucking fighting me every day to say that that's not the right approach. And it goes both ways. And, it's both the men and it's not. So
you're concluding then, from what you just said, if I understand correctly, that you don't promote marriage.
I do promote. I do promote.
How could a woman marry a man if she's supposed to just leave men alone?
Hold on, brother. I promote a healthy marriage. I don't think marriage in and of itself is a bad thing for either party. It is actually for both people in and of itself, right? Like standalone. The institution of marriage is good for both parties, but the relationship can or cannot be. And most of the times it's not good for women. The relationship portion of the institution, right? Because you don't have to be in a relationship to be married. That's my point. That's what I'm saying. So when people talk about marriage, I'm like, you could be married and not live together. You can be married and be dating other people. You can do whatever you want to do within your marriage. That's whatever you two agree upon. That's what the marriage will be. So I'm talking about the relationship part of the marriage. How men treat women and how women treat men. That's what I'm talking about. And in that, I don't promote relationships. I don't promote relationships. I'm not against them and I'm not for. I am honest about relationships. Relationships benefit men. This is generally speaking. Relationships benefit men. Relationships don't really benefit women. Just to put it plainly, they don't. Relationships don't benefit most women. Sadly, like the vast majority of women, they don't benefit women, right? Therefore, marriages don't either.
Well, if someone is really listening to this, the extrapolation from what you're saying, if women are supposed to leave men alone and men are supposed to leave women alone, they're not getting together. There won't be any relationships because basically what's going to happen is men and women are going to look at each other like, well, I remember public saying, men are bad. So the woman's going, I don't need to be with a man.
That's not what I said at all.
No, but in essence, you didn't have
No,
to say
in
it
essence,
verbatim.
that's not what I said in any way. You just made that up. Okay. How did you ignore? Hold on. How did you ignore the part when I said that men need to be better? My solution for men isn't to leave women alone necessarily, like forever. It's to get better. Like leave them alone while you're getting better. I'm cool with that. But once you,
that makes sense.
once you get better, then why? Then you that's fine, right? So get better. But I'm not in any way saying men and women should leave each other alone. I'm saying that I'm just doing the math. You're acting like I'm giving advice, and I'm not. I'm just doing math right here, right? If women are harmed the majority of the time in a relationship, right? The math would say that if they want to avoid that outcome, realistically, the thing that gives them the best chance is to avoid relationships altogether. That's what logic says, right? That's not what I say. That's what logic says. That's not my advice. That's the next step, right? And then to the men, the logical solution would be because women are like, yeah, I don't want to be in relationships with you guys because you guys are so terrible. The cure is for men to be better. That's the logical solution. It's not, the solution isn't to go to women and tell women to lower their standards. And the solution isn't to try to force women into unhealthy relationships. The solution is for men to become for men to become better.
Yeah, I would agree that yes, men and women both. I think before anyone gets in a marriage, there should be what they call it, psychological counseling. There should be marriage counseling. There should be something to make sure both parties understand how their mindset is working, because that's basically the problem. So yes, if you're saying yes, they need to get better, I totally agree with that. Ain't nothing wrong with that.
Yeah,
you know.
I think women are okay. I think women are like okay. I think women are good to go for the most part. I think generally speaking, most women are like perfectly fine to be in a relationship, in a healthy relationship.
Hey, Paul,
yes, sir.
I got a question. Like, so when it comes to the men being better, like, do you think men struggle to do that because, like, do they feel like I'm going to be miserable trying to change myself completely, or is it just I don't want to?
I think men don't want to change because the incentive isn't to change for men. Because when you start to unpack your misogyny and you start to distance yourself from the patriarchy, you will be ostracized and you will be attacked from every angle by men and by some women, but mostly men, right? You will, and that is scary for a lot of men. A lot of men, they don't have a personality outside of the patriarchy. They don't have if we were to remove racism, what would white people be? Right? If we were to remove misogyny, what would men be? Most men don't know how to function outside of misogyny. They don't know how to function without misogyny. They don't know how to tell a joke without punching down on women or children or LGBTQIA or blah, 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 right? Most men don't know how to do that. They don't know how to have fun unless it's at somebody else's expense. They don't know. So when you remove that from men, they are lost. And that is a scary place to be. So men need to start reinforcing the idea it's okay to let go of the patriarchy. You're safe, brother. You're good. You're in good hands, right? It's good over here. You can be happier over here. You can be healthier over here. Without women, with or without women, you can be happy and healthier if you let go of the misogyny. If you develop yourself, you can be happy and healthier without women. With or without women, you can be standalone, a happy, healthy individual, right? But men are like, nah, they say, oh, no, I don't want to hear that. Because everything you're doing is for a woman. Everything that you are doing is like the funniest shit is when men say that what women do, like women wear weaves, wigs, and lashes, they do that for men, right? And I'm like, they don't, right? They don't do that for men. But everything men do is to get is for women and for the attention of women, right? Think you name a behavior that isn't linked to getting women, I'll be shocked if you can name it. Like, what do men try to make money to get women? Men want to drive a nice car to get women. Men want to dress a certain way to get women. men don't really want to be educated, but they got to go to college because they like, shit, I got to go to college so I can make a bunch of money so I can get women, like so on and so forth. And then the craziest part about that is they want to get women just so a man can give them the salute. So you can bring that woman around your uncles and they go, damn, that's you, nephew. It's the wildest fucking game I've ever seen played. Like I just can't. I'm like, what? This is what it is. Y'all want women so you can bring them around, so you can bring them around men, so men can go, hey, you got you one right there, son. Oh, you got you a fine one.
Yeah, the definitely guys who do that. And
Most guys do that. Most guys do that. Most guys do that. Not definitely guys do that. Like some guys. No. Men do that. That is what men do all of this shit to get women, to get validation from men. It's a crazy fucking vicious cycle.
Well, like I said, I don't do statistics. I don't do analytics. You seem like you've researched that. You brought up the numbers and you know that they do it. I can't say that. All I know is what you're saying is absolutely true because I know guys who do that. Like I said, I'm not in the market. I'm not looking for anyone. So, and I don't do anything for women in the sense of, oh, I want to impress.
But cool, okay, hold on, brother. This is not about you, unless you want it to be about you. But I wasn't saying this about you because I don't know what you do, right? But I do think that most men, that's how most men function. That's all I'm saying. That's how most men function. That's it. And for the life of me, I don't understand. I'm sorry. I got to stop lying. I do know why men argue with me so much. But at the same time, I really don't know how you can, like, I don't know how you can publicly argue with me. Like, I'm okay with you arguing like underneath your breath because you feel triggered. But you know what I'm saying is true, right? Like, y'all know that I'm not fucking lying. You know I'm not making up. You know I'm not, this is not just, he just pulling this out his ass and he just, because Maruto came up here and said I was pandering. And I'm like, where? Find the lie. I ain't lied once. I ain't said nothing about men that isn't observably, historically, or statistically true. Not yet. So where's the pandering at?
Shit, I ain't gonna lie. You got me on hush mode right now. I ain't saying shit. So but I mean, like, I feel like when people scrolling through and they first see you, it is an instant trigger. You know what I mean? And they not really sitting here to listen to you. You know what I'm saying? They listening to come at you because you coming for our side of the world, the men's side of the world. So.
But I'm not though, Maruto. I'm really not coming for men. I really
like the last live. It was the last live I was in, and it was one before that. I just dropped in. Like I'll be scrolling through them. You know what I'm saying? Just listening in, and it'd be on dudes. Women can do better. Women don't need men. Men and yeah, but I don't really stay in to listen to the whole live. I hear it, and it's the first time I done stayed in to actually listen to the whole dialogue type shit.
Yeah, and all I'll be saying is. Sorry about that. I didn't mean to do that. And all I'll be saying is that's just the reality, though. Like, women don't need men. You see what I'm saying? Like, they really don't. Like, I would love for that to not. Well, I'm sorry. I want us to not need each other. I want us to be interdependent, right? I want us to be independent and then come together and we both. You know what I'm saying? Like, I want us to be like Catwoman and Batman. You know what I'm saying? Like, I want them, like, because Catwoman can do everything on her own. She could whoop 10 dudes' ass at one time. Like, she don't need Batman to save her. She can save herself, right? 99% of the time. Batman needs somebody to save him sometime. Like, I want us to come together, be two fucking superheroes, get in a relationship together. Now you got a super fucking relationship. But so many times, you got a superhero woman and you got a fucking damsel in distress man. A mamsel in distress. You got a bunch of mamsels in distress. Like, it's a bunch of niggas that need fucking saving. And I'm like where, like, how is this? How are y'all expecting this to be a healthy relationship? That's like, it doesn't make any sense. It never adds up. And I'm literally like losing my fucking voice trying to implore men like, hey, bro, we got to do better. And niggas is like, nah, nigga, you pandering, you a hoe, you a bitch, you got fingernail paint. I'm like, nigga, I'm just telling you, you think I'm lying? Why do you think I'm lying to you? You think I'm trying to lead you astray? I'm married. I don't give a fuck about no other, and I'm talking about dating. I don't give a fuck about no other woman on the planet, right? I'm not like these old niggas that be lying to the youth so they can steal y'all women. I'm gonna tell you the truth. I've told y'all, hey man, you wanna have, because this is how I look at it. Men already do all of this other shit to get women, right? All like I said, trying to get money and trying to be cool and trying to pop bottles in the club, all this stupid shit. We do all this stupid shit to get women, right? So I'm like, all right, look, if you gonna do something, you're gonna put some energy or some effort into getting a woman, right? Why not take this approach? Why not take the approach of working on yourself and becoming a better person? That's all I'm saying. Like, that's my advice to men. It's like, hey, why won't that be your approach, right? Instead of your approach being, oh man, I got to make a bunch of money and I got to drive a nice car and da-da-da-da-da. I'm like, why don't you, instead of going to the gym, go to the library and go to therapy, right? You've been in the gym for 2 years, right? And you still you still running into this. You don't feel no different mentally. You know what I'm saying? You're getting a similar reactions from women. All you getting is a bunch of men going, damn, guy, damn, bro, you're buff. Ain't no women really swooning over you like that or whatever, right? So now I'm like, okay, cool. So you see it, because I've seen it. I've been there before. I'm a gym bro. I've been in the gym many years. I know what it looked like. The only people that walk up to you and go, damn, you strong, is a man. Don't no woman give a fuck. So instead of doing that, I'm like, go read a book. Go meditate. Go breathe. Go eat. Go drink some water. Go touch grass. Go listen to somebody else that knows something. You know what I'm saying? Like, stop listening to fucking podcasts about how to get money and listen to podcasts on how to build your character. If you're going to listen to a podcast, go listen to that. Instead of listening to these fucking motivational speakers, right? Instead of listening to these male-centered motivational speakers, why don't you go listen to a woman talk, maybe? Just see what women have to say. Maybe you might learn something.
That makes sense. In other words, go see what women truly want. Find out what it is that they're looking for. Ask a lot of female friends, or ask them, what is it you're looking for in a man? And then replicate.
Shit ain't, and I'm not saying like to manipulate women with that. Because here's the thing. I think it's gonna take care of itself. You can't fake that. The shit that I'm talking about, you ain't gonna be able to fake it, baby. You're not gonna be able to fake it. Like, when you really start doing the work, it don't fake change you. It really changes you. You really change. You really adjust. You really adapt, right? So that's why I'm like, my suggestion is go do the work. Go listen to women. Go listen to men. Listen to men in relationships. Y'all talking about men will be out here. I've been in so many lives. I consume so much male-driven content, male-centered content, right? 99% of the men be single or acting single. That nigga No Fugazi Cooley, he in a full-blown relationship, right? With a woman who was a single baby mama. But if you listen to his podcast, you would think he was hunching all these women. He don't talk about being in a relationship, a healthy relationship with this woman. He don't talk about that. He don't talk about how he got a newborn baby on the way and he just had a young child with this woman. He don't talk about them having a blended family. Because that, to Marudo, like Marudo said earlier, if you pander to women, you make money. You don't. If you pander to men, you make money. If he turned his podcast around and started talking about his family, he would lose 90% of his following overnight. All those men that be in there cyber slurping him and fucking circle jerking, they would all bounce overnight, and it would shift. He would get a bunch of women, but he wouldn't make as much money. Why?
Because if you look in the comments,
Mhm.
straight women more of the time. So when you on the woman, I ain't gonna say on the woman's side,
Mhm.
but when you saying something that appeases to the woman's ear, you
Yeah.
gonna get way more views than some of the dudes.
Who do you think? Hold on, damn, okay. Who do you think gets more views, Marudo? Me or Kevin
I just be
Samuels?
scrolling through.
No, I know, but
live and I see it all the time.
Yeah.
So I'm not really big on following these people. I just see it all the time.
I know. I'm asking you though. Who do you think gets more views, me or Kevin Samuels?
Obviously, now he gone.
No. Even now, no. Even now, he gets more views than me. They still post his videos. They post his old videos.
But that was the thing. He was triggering. See, now that's not. He was triggering them. So even if he's not pandering, he's saying something that's.
Hold on, but he was triggering them because he was pandering to men. He was lying on women and pandering to men, and it was triggering the women. So that's my point. I promise you, if I didn't have morals and I wanted to pull the Kevin Samuels, like, oh, if I wanted to make a bunch of money, trust me, bro, I know where the money is. I know where the money resides. That's what I'm trying to tell you. I don't want to do that. That shit is whack. That shit is corny. And I've already explained to y'all, at this point, I can't do it because I wouldn't be believable. Because I've seen the truth and I can't unsee it. I can't now start to lie. I just can't do it. It wouldn't work. You know what I'm saying? Like I would get clocked, right? Like most of these niggas get clocked. I've clocked every red pillar that has ever, every red pillar I've ever encountered. I've clocked them. Go ahead, Grady.
I said, man, you over here being humble. You know you making good money on TikTok doing that.
I think you're missing what I'm saying though. I'm saying comparably. Compare if I wanted to make as much, if I wanted to be Kevin, if I wanted to get hundreds of thousands, if not millions of views a month, right? And be a multi-millionaire and retire my family and all of that stuff. If that's all I'm doing, that's all I want to do, and I just want to get to the bag, why wouldn't I just do that? Because I can do that easily. If I turn red pill, I would be the biggest red pillar on TikTok. If I was to be, if I wanted to do red pill content, I would easily be the biggest red pillar on TikTok, without a doubt.
Can I go real quick?
Go ahead.
Y'all just feeling on each other at this point. I'm gonna be quick because I know my sound is probably. I'm in the car. I'm gonna be sanctified today because I really want the men to hear and understand. But I'm gonna be quick. I think, and Cool K kind of alluded to it, and also Maruto, it is very uncomfortable for men to sit in the discomfort of something being wrong with them. When there is something wrong with you, but people have made it their job, the people in your life and the women that you've dealt with have made it their job not to make you uncomfortable, to walk on eggshells, to see that problematic behavior, and give him time. And you got to give him a chance. You got to let him grow. You got to build with him. These are the things that women are getting taught.
The Decepticons got you. The Decepticons done hacked your Wi-Fi. AK, AK, I gotta mute you. You got a lot of background noise. And they asked, was you in the blimp? They asked, was you in the blimp right now? Because your background.
Anyway, listen, public, I got a quick question though. Do you ever do lives to indicate where the women might be, like, you're dropping the ball? Do you ever do those lives? I'm just curious.
I'm doing it right now.
Huh?
I'm doing it right now. What does this say? Women's standards are too low. What is the indication of that?
But just strictly nailed in the case of women is what.
Say that again.
Yeah. Hold on. What I'm saying is not that they're standards, meaning what psychologically or doing that they're picking wrong.
Women aren't picking wrong. Damn, this is crazy. No, I didn't say they are. I'm telling you, they're not picking wrong. They're not picking wrong. The only logical conclusion is they're picking at all. Because what do you want them to do?
So no matter what they pick is wrong.
Yes, the 99% of the time they're gonna pick a man that's gonna end up abusing them. That's what I'm saying. So the only logical choice for women, y'all don't give. Look, man, y'all, we, me, all of us, men, the vast majority of us, men, we don't give women the out. We don't give them any other out.
Just let me land my plane. I'm not gonna stay long. What I'm saying is, if going by your rationale, that any woman, she just needs to spin around and point. And whatever man she points at, she's going to pick wrong. In other words, they all bad, right? So if all men are
Not
bad,
all, most.
and you, hold on, Yeah, the majority you said. So
Yeah.
most likely, like you said, any man she pick is going to be a bad one. And then you said, basically, men have to just leave women alone and get their minds right. Go get therapy, do whatever, right? This is your solution, okay? And it's not a bad one. But let's say that is the case. The men listen to you, the men that are on this live, and they go, man, you know, Public is right. I need to get therapy. So they go in and get therapy. How would that woman know that he got therapy?
When he starts to talk to her,
know that he's changed. It's not like he has a sign on his forehead. Oh, that's a good guy. How would they know who's the individuals that got the therapy and is good now, as opposed to the guy? There is no way to tell. That's what I'm saying. It's a vetting process that she has to ask intrusive questions. Time is the great revealer, and that's the only way. And for me,
are you asking me the question? Or are you answering it? Because I don't agree with that.
Okay, go ahead.
So I think that women watching men and listening to men, and this is what I'm saying, it's going to take a collective, it's going to take a lot of collectivism for this to happen. Women are going to need to be able to log into their social medias. Women are going to need to be able to listen to the music. Like, the whole culture is going to have to shift to make women believe that most men are better than they used to be, right? So they're going to have to be able to get on social media platforms and come into lives and don't see stupid ass fucking prompts about how single mothers are the bane of society and they're to blame for everything. And they're going to have to not come into lives and hear Cool K try to say it goes both ways. And they're going to have to be able to log on to YouTube and not see all these videos of men laughing at single mothers crying in their cars because fucking life is hard. And they're going to have to be able to hear men collectively, just when they have these conversations, not blame women for being abused by men. Men are going to have to start paying a fucking child support and not taking the Umar route, talking about organizing and rallying to get rid of child support. Like, men are going to have to change first. That's what I'm telling you. Our actions are going to have to change, and then women can believe. Huh?
How are women gonna ascertain? Which, for those
I just fucking told you.
Find out for certain. Meaning,
I just told you.
Hold on, let me let my plan. It doesn't matter what's happening in social media.
It does.
Let me explain. But for that woman who meets the guy outside, if he never been on social media, how does she know that that's a good or a bad?
What percentage of men haven't been on social media, Cool K?
No, listen, I just recently got on social media, just 2-3 years ago. I never been on social
But
media.
you're on social media now. Hold on. Do not censor yourself. Do not censor yourself. What percentage? This isn't about you. What percentage of men aren't on social media?
I don't know.
A very low percentage of men are not on social media. Therefore, this would apply. What I'm saying would apply to most men. So you want me to give you a fucking magical fix for everything? I don't have it. But if you're asking me that, if my approach would be the one that actually would be the most beneficial, and the results of that approach, how would women then see them? They're going to see them, like I said, in the actions of men on the daily, without women. They're gonna have to see them at work. Men not going to work and having disrespectful conversations about women at work, that where the women can hear. Men not propositioning women at work, trying to fucking do quid pro quo, right? Oh, you give me a little head, I'll give you more hours. You give me a little head, I'll promote you. Things of that nature. Men actually standing up and protecting women. Men not harming women. The SA rate would need to plummet. The child abuse rate would need to plummet. He asking me to I'm telling him how they're going to show it without actually dating a man. And I'm telling you how. That's how it's going to work.
I know. I agree with all of that. That's all a great thing. But I'm saying you could say all these things that a woman would see, but she can't see them in the sense that for the man that she's going to be dating. That's what I'm saying. Your application, it seems you're trying to say this is the application that will be applied to every man or the majority of men. But you can't ascertain that. That's what I'm saying. She won't be able to ascertain.
But cool, K, do you not realize that you are no, honey, that plane that
Hold on, Cool K.
It crashed.
Hold on, Cool K.
It crashed. Jesus Christ.
Jazzy said,
Here's the thing.
Cool K, please shut the fuck up and listen to women. Go ahead, K.
What Public's point is.
Cool K, wait, brother. Wait, Cool K.
It's not an individual because you're centering yourself and you're centering the men you know. It's a culture change, a culture of men shift. If the culture of men shift in a majority type way, in a majority direction, the women will see the change in most men.
Period.
We're not talking about the people you know. We're talking about the culture of men as a whole. If men start presenting themselves better in the way that they talk to women, treat women, interact with women in the workplace, etc., women will be able to tell. They will start to gravitate to those men. And as they have conversations with those men, this is if they're in the market, they will see, okay, he's a decent guy. Oh, he views women as human beings. Oh, he actually likes his mom. Oh, he doesn't think that single moms are the bane of existence. Oh, this is cool. You know what I'm saying? So it takes the shift happening as a whole, and it's like a trickle-down effect. So whereas you trying to duck and dodge all these ways of how would they really know? How would they really know? How about you just focus on being the right type of man?
Yeah.
And stop thinking about the what ifs.
Yeah.
Everybody just focus on being the right type of man. Focus on being humanized women. Focus on respecting women. Focus on protecting children. And focus on respecting LGBTQIA. Women will break up with y'all over that homophobic shit. Y'all don't know it.
For real.
They will break up with you over being homophobic and transphobic in a minute.
Yep. As they should.
Humanizing the people around you.
I got you, Maruto. As soon as she done, you go. Go ahead, Maruto. You good.
All right, so kind of leading back to what bro was saying before he left. So even if we was to change at a majority standpoint, if the women's standards was already low, when they have to do the work too to reinvent themselves in order to to reprogram to get with the good dudes. Even if we do, you get what I'm saying, reprogram on a high level. At a majority.
Are you saying like they should start? They would naturally. The reason why women's standards are low is because of the behaviors of men. It's not, you know what I'm saying? Like they didn't set that standard necessarily, right? Men actually set the standard for men because what men do is we constantly tell women, we gaslight women pretty much. We tell women that this is the definition of a good man. A man that doesn't cheat, a man that doesn't beat, and a man that got a job, that's a good man, right? Damn, girl, wait, you left him. Wait. He didn't cheat on you and you divorced him? Yeah, I divorced him. He ignored me for 3 years. That's it? Oh, see, that's crazy. See, you can't, that a little bit of cheat or a little bit of neglect. That's all. He didn't, so you mean to tell me he didn't hit you? Nah, he never hit me. He lied to me 100 times. He never listened to me. I would ask him to help out more with the kids. And he just like always said he was going to do it and then never did it. So you left because he never helped out with the kids. That's the only reason why you left him? Oh my God. I bet you he didn't even see it coming, huh? Like that be the shit. Like that's crazy. Like that is me. And then women are hearing that for fucking 500 years. Of course they think like, okay, so I mean, I guess that ain't that bad if a man don't cheat and he don't beat. So what? He come home and ignores every fucking body in the house for 6 hours until he goes to bed. And then when he lay up next to me, now he want to put his wang in me. I mean, that's most men. At least he ain't graping me. At least he ain't graping me, right? Like it's like this, bro. Your expectations for light bulbs is for that motherfucker to last how long? How long do you expect a light bulb to work?
I ain't gonna lie. I honestly don't even know.
You ain't never thought about it, right? But when it go out, you don't. Hey, but when it goes out, you don't go, man, that a light bulb should be able to last forever. You don't think about it. Because you're so conditioned to, when the light bulb goes out, just replace it. When the batteries goes out, just replace them, right? The light bulb, battery, and they conditioned you to think like that. But they have light bulbs that can last forever. They have batteries that can last forever. You know what I'm saying? They got batteries that can last for 10 years. They made the system inefficient. So now you expect inefficiency. Men are inefficient. So women expect inefficiency from men. Like, that's just what it is. They expect abuse from men because men are abusive. But if men raise our standards, then women's standards will automatically be raised. Fuck the standards. The expectations will automatically go up. But right now, the expectations are in hell. A man that's just there, he's good. Because most men don't even be there. Most men don't come home every night and talk to their women and play with their babies and help their babies go to bed at night and put them in the bed and cook. Most men aren't doing that consistently. They're not doing it as much as the mothers, right? Most men don't show up to the back to school nights. They don't. Most men aren't invested in that way. So you get a man, listen to what I'm saying, Marudo. So if a woman gets a man that does that 25% of the time, what does he look like to her? Fucking Kobe Bryant. He looked like the GOAT. He looked like Jordan. He looked like the GOAT. He looked like the greatest of all time. And all he is just better. He's just 25% better than the average man. But he's great. And here's the last part. I'm gonna land my plane. And here's the craziest part about that. Because of how women are conditioned, there are a bunch of women around that woman that would tell that woman, that's a good man, Savannah. And that's the craziest part about it. There's a bunch of women that will also feed into that shit and be like, I mean, I get it, but you know, I mean, he ain't that. I get it, but that's what I'm saying. Like, what the fuck? It's like that's confusing, brother. That's a hard thing to overcome. That's a hard reality to overcome. So I get it. The analysis paralysis that women get, and they just be like, you know what? I ain't fucking with a man then. We're not leaving them. There's no other recourse than just to leave motherfuckers alone at this point. Because we refuse to change. We keep going and acting like they got to do better. And it's like, what the fuck you want them to do? Go ahead.
I was gonna say, I understand what you're saying. Like I said, men do need to do better. But all I'm saying is, once they do better and they get reprogrammed, that women gonna have to get reprogrammed too to see what's better. If you get what I'm saying, because it's not gonna start with 500 dudes doing better. It's gonna gradually go up. So as that's reprogramming, she gonna have to reprogram her mind too.
She will
to match the reprogramming of the dude. Is all I'm saying.
She will. I know what you're saying. You're talking about her. Like, you're afraid, right? Men talk about this all the time. I think I've even said this before. I think I've said this to my wife. Come to think of it. What's going to happen when I become the man that you want me to become? Are you still going to treat me like X, Y, and Z? Are you still going to be, right? Like, I've had that discussion. But the reality is they adjust, brother. Trust me, they adjust. They can't help it but to adjust. Because they just like you more. They treat you better. It's a natural thing. You don't got to worry about them. The women will be okay. Don't worry about that. That's the least of our worries, is because even at the end of the day, worst case scenario, you change, we become better. And then the women are still a little apprehensive. So what? Right? Do we do that? And that would also, the last test of men is going to be men facing rejection. That's going to be the ultimate test. That's how I'm going to know if men are actually growing. When we grow, when we say we've done the work, or we say we're doing the work, and then we try to get with a woman or whatever the case may be, or we hear women talk about how they still don't want to be in relationships with us or in concert with us, and then men go, I understand, no biggie, and keep it pushing and keep doing the work. That's how I'm gonna know if men are actually doing the work. But if men react to that like, I've done all this work, and you mean to tell me you still ain't gonna give me no vagina, then I know, nah, you was playing. you was playing. She caught your ass. Got you. So even that would be a survival mechanism for women to make sure that, last ditch effort to make sure it's not transactional, to make sure you really fucking with them. Go ahead, Fred.
Good afternoon, public.
Go ahead. What's up, brother?
I'm on because I was some people in the chat wanted me to come on because I had a comment on one of your statements. So one thing that you said is that women don't put makeup for men. Oh. And then I asked, okay, so if there was a big movement where men didn't like women with makeup, they straight up ignored women with makeup. Would women stop putting makeup?
No, we won't. You know why? Because we don't do it for men. And if you don't like a woman with makeup, why are you trying to make us masculine? Why y'all want us to be masculine so bad? Why y'all want men?
Hey, I'm just asking you. Don't push it too far. I'm just asking about the makeup. I'm not
pushing it too far. I'm just saying. If you want to enact the culture, if you want the culture to change to where if men don't like makeup, they ignore the women with makeup. Yeah. The women still gonna ignore y'all. What do you think? Because we don't do it for y'all. You'll just be without a woman.
I think you would, and I think a lot of women in this chat would, but I think most women would stop.
I think. Okay, so let me tell you why I don't think.
I'm telling you no. I won't, and you telling me yes, I would. No, the fuck, I would not stop wearing makeup if men say they didn't like it.
Hold on, let me read it. Oh wait, I'm so behind y'all. Give me a second. I ain't took a break in so long. Venice said, "Cool is a religious freak, dangerous, a religious freak and dangerous to women." Shanika, super chat, I appreciate it. She said, males want all of that while withstanding abuse. Mm-hmm. Tan Thresh said, I love how they describe the men, quote unquote, they like. Oh man, your favorite irritation says, sir, go get your knees done if it's that much of a problem and lay it to rest, please. Miss Chrissy Baby said, it's not pub that counsels women. Sorry. Women should leave men alone. Women collectively want to leave men alone because it's not safe. But y'all don't believe we rather be single than just say they have a man. Mm-hmm. Miss Chrissy Baby also said they should want to be better for themselves, not to gain access to women. Just be better humans and call out other men and stay out of our faces. Exactly. That's how you know. That's how we gonna know. Reach Scholar said, Cool K is basically saying, why would we change when women aren't dating us? Because they know their good actions are performative. Drop him. He's gonna reach. Miss True Teller says, why don't men believe women when we say that we are happy single? They can't believe that. They have to believe you guys are happy single. Miss Chrissy Baby said, if it would keep men away, I'll pack more on to keep them away. If she said she'll wear all the makeup in the world if that's the thing that's gonna keep men away. So real quick, the reason why I'm sorry, and then Nick says K got it, leave men alone forever. Please tell Cool to shut the fuck up. Catch me outside said Jazzy said Fred because he said women wear makeup for men. Liar. Nick said, men never notice the makeup. It's other women. That's facts. Men don't even know when women have on makeup. That's the thing. But I want to say this. The reason why it wouldn't change, right, is you're talking about men who want to date women, right? You think that that's the reason why women wear makeup, right? I'm telling you, my wife don't want to date no man. She's with me, and she don't wear makeup for me. I know she don't wear makeup for me, but she wears makeup. Right, she goes to work and wears makeup. And here's the difference. And I've said this many a times, but I think it's a perfect time to bring this up. Men women don't wear makeup for the attention of men, right? But men sadly have set the beauty standards for men and women, right? What men think is attractive, is set by men. And I'm saying what men find attractive in women is set by men, and what women think is attractive is set by men, right? Sadly. So in our society, the standard of beauty, generally speaking, is set by men. The beauty standards are set by men. So women wear makeup to meet the beauty standards that are set by men. That is not the same thing as saying women wear makeup to attract men. Those are two different things, right? Women, now we can fight tooth and nail to change the beauty standards in the country, and we should. But men are going to have to be the ones to do that. Men are going to have to be the ones to bring women into the fold, and also, saying just allow the beauty standards to kind of just be set by society as a whole, right? But we're not doing that. We are telling women that this is what's attractive. You being thin, you being fit, you looking this way, you having this cheekbone structure, you having this eye shape, that is what men are telling women is attractive. That's just what it is. And I'm saying the men who shape our society, right? You have long hair, that is feminine. Short hair is masculine, right? That is typically what the consensus that men have about women. Short hair is masculine, long hair is feminine. Blonde hair is better, blue eyes are better, hips are better because white men make our society, shape our beauty standards. Like, gonna be real. In the black community, you got to be shaped like, your breast got to be this big, your waist got to be this big, and your ass got to be this big. It's just, that is what men do. That is just what men, that's what we did. And I don't think men actually look at it through that lens. We always look at it on this individual level of well, women are wearing this makeup because they want me to walk over to them and say, damn girl, you pretty, can I get your number? That's not what it is. Not even a little bit. Right? But if Kay got to go to work and she wants to quote unquote look presentable, who set the standard for what is presentable? That's what I'm asking you. To anybody that thinks that this isn't the case, who told us that you have to look this way to be presentable? Who told you that? Where did you get that from? And if you think about it, if you trace it back, you can trace it back to men. In this country, white tea men, the beauty standards around the world are white tea people. Around the world, in Asia is white tea people. On the continent of Africa is white tea. Colonialism has wrecked our beauty standards collectively. That's just the reality. And women are sadly just in the system, and they're trying to fucking survive, right? They're doing the things they need to do. The same way black people, we don't let our hair grow, and we don't all lock up our hair, and we don't all do what we want to do with our hair. We get a little short. Now, I like short fades and tapers and shit like that, right? But if you go back to the 1940s, 50s, and 60s, when niggas had their shit fried, dyed, and laid to the side, who do you think told men to do that? You think women told men to do that? You think they was doing that to attract a woman? Nah, they were doing that shit for Mr. Charlie. And women be doing that shit for Mr. Charlie too. Let's be real. They go out there and they gotta go to work just like we gotta go to work. They gotta look presentable just like we gotta look presentable. We all in this capitalist society, right? But men centering themselves and acting like Fred Pierre is the one that no, they wearing it for me. They not, brother. I'm telling you, they not. It's bigger than Nino Brown, baby. Y'all really men really gotta remove themselves from this situation. Now, we do have the power to change it. Yes, we do. As a collective, we do. Right? I said that. I'm gonna say it again. We do. But I'm tired of y'all lying. Go ahead. I'm listening.
I'd love it to change. Yeah, right. I personally prefer women without makeup, so that's why I had that comment before. I understand what you're saying. It makes sense. I probably said my comment for maybe single ladies that are still going in bars or going on the dating scene, and those girls,
Fred,
I think
Fred,
should just not wear. Don't have to wear makeup.
Hold on, Fred.
They're still
Fred. You miss. If you understood what I'm saying, you wouldn't say that. they still, even when a woman has to go to a bar or go to a club or go to a restaurant, she still wants to look quote unquote presentable, right? Not just at work, just in society. So once again, single or not.
But you know what? You know what, public? You know what I'm thinking?
She's not coming there for just you, Fred.
Yeah, she
Wait.
she out in
You know
society.
what I'm thinking? But you know what I'm thinking, Pub?
What?
When Pierre's thinking, when he's thinking makeup, he's thinking the dramatic Elsie the Cow lashes,
Yeah.
mascara,
Yeah.
like
Yeah, that's what I mean.
eyeshadow,
Yes, that's
cake
what I
on.
mean.
Okay, why the fuck would you date somebody like that if you don't want that? All women don't wear makeup like that.
I don't think most women don't wear makeup like that. They don't got most women don't have time to put all that shit on. Like that shit is time consuming.
You want like a drag queen? You attracting the drag queens then?
Hey, Kay, come on.
Not,
Not for real. That's the only people who wear dramatic makeup like that. Stick like
that's not
that.
what I meant.
That's
what
not
I meant.
true.
That's go into young bars. Look at women that go there, and you'll see what I mean.
Where you do that, Cashmere? I didn't see that. Hold on, Cashmere said she. I didn't see that.
Uh-oh, I'm gonna get pushed out.
No. They just made a comment. They said, because he said women wear makeup for men, liar. Cash Me Outside. I read that one. I read all of these. Cash Me Outside. Yeah, I read all of these. Nick said men never notice the makeup. It's other women. Yeah, men don't. That's the thing, bro. I've done this before. I've done this experiment before with me. I've done it with myself. My wife has done it with me. I've looked at women who didn't have surgery versus women who did have surgery. I've looked at women who had fake hair in versus women who had real hair in. I've looked at women who had makeup versus women. I've done this before. I'm telling you. The vast majority of men who identify as straight do not know what the fuck makeup looks like. They don't know what lashes look like unless you got them dramatic, you know what I'm saying? 17-inch lashes that be curling up and shit like that. Like most men don't know. You just don't know. That's all I'm saying. You don't know. You may notice like lipstick or something like that, but you don't know how much foundation she got on. You don't know if she has foundation on at all, first and foremost. You don't know you don't have no fucking clue. You don't know shit about makeup. Nothing. You don't know about her eyeliner, nothing. So men need to just stop talking about, I prefer a woman that looks natural. Do you? Because I don't believe you.
Well,
Tell it. Look, hold on, wait, Fred. One more thing. You telling me you prefer women without makeup is like you telling me you prefer food without salt. It's a fucking lie.
Well, I prefer food with salt, so that doesn't make sense.
What is salt, Fred? What is salt? What is salt?
Salt is something that came from the.
No, what does it do? What does salt do? What is salt?
It changes the taste.
It's an enhancer. Salt is an enhancer. That's what it is.
You can't see my bonnet. I don't want my husband to show y'all to see my bonnet. This is my face with no makeup on. The picture that I just had up, I had on light makeup. This picture is no makeup, literally. So let me go back to my profile picture. That's makeup. Click on my profile. That's makeup. That's what I'm saying. A lot of women aren't wearing the type of makeup that you're saying they do. We're just not.
Like I said, I just don't think men. I just think men are like lying when they say they don't like women with makeup, because makeup enhance. Sir, if makeup is done you know what I'm saying? Like I like dramatic makeup too. Don't get me wrong. I like prom, wedding. Like I like you know what I'm saying? The big event makeup. I like all of that stuff. I think it's perfectly fine. I think there's a time and a place for it. I think it's beautiful, right? Generally speaking, I like it all. Like when it's done right, because there's bad makeup and there's good makeup. The style of makeup, I'm saying, I like the subtle makeup to the dramatic makeup. That's my point, right? If it's done good, it's done good. If it's done bad, it's done bad, right? But makeup is an enhancer. That's what it does. It enhances certain features and attributes about a person's face, right? That's all it does. Men wear it, women wear it too. So when men say, I don't like makeup, I'm like, that doesn't make sense.
I feel like they retain until like for me personally, like you said, the birthday makeup, when it's just like a full, like you can tell like the whole face be a different color than the neck. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Now,
that's what I mean.
most dudes personally don't care for that. Me personally, I'm not gonna sound like
That's a bad makeup job.
Yeah.
if your face look different than your neck, that's bad. That's what I'm saying. That's bad makeup because good makeup don't look like that.
I feel like some dudes that's what they draw from. They say they don't like makeup, but if you ever been downtown and then walked around, you have pretty much 90-80% of them got on makeup. You just would never know.
Okay, that's good.
That's what we do.
Public, I'm gonna go down because I gotta leave.
All right, brother.
Last thing I want to say, because in the chat they asked about when I said that go to young bars and they ask what age I am. I am very old. However, I have a young daughter, so that's why I know. So don't start the PEDO thing, please.
Well, if you're talking about women at bars, that's not a P.
That's why I said that. So thank you. And thank you, public, for letting me on. And everybody have a nice day.
All right, Fred. Appreciate you. Man, a lot of people didn't get a chance to speak yet. Go ahead, Prototype and then Mello. I'm going to need y'all to speak up more. Go ahead, brother.
I just wanted to get a note or two in. You had made a statement on men don't have identity outside of providing, protecting, and massaging, and that was chef kiss. I like that. I do agree with it. But my question was this: when we get to the point of like a large amount of men changing their identity, what would
changing their behavior?
Well, their identity.
What do you mean changing their sexual identity? What do you mean?
No, what we identify as being like men.
Okay.
Like how can we stay like in compliance with the system and treat women appropriately? Like how would that balance out? You would say. I'm gonna add a little bit more content.
Okay. I think I understand what you're saying, but I'm okay. Go ahead.
The system will like still constantly make us push down on women.
Yeah, the system wants you to push down on women. Yep. Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah, so I'm saying with that being notified in our brain, if we still gonna have the point of us, like it's still gonna be like a point of resistance. We can initially want to change and change the things of that nature, but how can we like stay in compliance between the two?
You can't. You can't serve two masters. So you got to change the system, and we can change it. That's the point.
Okay, I'm listening. I'm just taking notes.
Yeah. What up, Mello? Mello, are you there?
Yeah, hey, Pub, what's going on?
Chilling, what's good?
It's a lot to unpack. First, I'm looking at your prompt.
Mm-hmm.
I think your prompt is backwards. I don't think men have standards. I think men have absolutely no standards at all. So they'll damn near date anything, and they'll damn near run into anything. So men's standards really don't exist. Big, small, tall, thin, whatever. Men really don't have standards. It's just whatever is available and whatever they can really get. That's what the standard is. There is no standard.
No, that's false, big dog.
That's not false, bro. If you look around at society, men will date anything damn near.
I think like Public said, he's talking for general men. So I'm gonna use like myself. I drive for UPS. I make $30.50. My lady, she's an RN. She's around the $35 range. I honestly think most people like that's standards. Like you kind of date within your tax bracket. You kind of talk to people who have the same education. Me and her went to the same college. So it's like, I think men who don't have standards, hold on, baby, hold on. I think men who don't have standards are like the top 1% who's so rich they can't find a woman on their level, or the guy who's so desperate, Tyrese baby boy, that'll just like talk to anybody to get a plate, to get a place to lay his head. But
homosexual.
Majority of general men don't have standards, bro. I just don't believe that.
Yeah, I definitely think I think that, and I agree. I agree with you, Mello, to a certain extent. I think men will sleep with any woman, generally speaking, right? But when it comes to being in a relationship, I think men definitely have standards.
See, Pub, I would say something.
Mello came straight for y'all neck. Y'all ain't cuss Mello out. Why y'all ain't cuss Mello out for telling y'all ain't got standards?
I mean, because honestly, Kay, the proof is in the pudding. There's a lot of men out here that will basically date whatever is convenient.
Show me a relationship.
I wouldn't say date, but I would say having sexual intercourse.
That's what I said.
I see it every day. I mean, I see a lot of dudes that do something just to get some, you know what I mean? But to actually have a long going relationship, plan on getting married, that doesn't happen a lot.
I want to
date who your tax bracket is.
I want to ask Mello this. So you mean to tell me that you see a bunch of men in relationships where they are actually for all intents and purposes, a better person, a higher functioning person than the woman in the relationship?
I mean, that all depends on what you mean by higher functioning, because I mean,
more productive, not abusive, contribute more, and I'm just saying, because you don't know what they're doing inside out, but I'm saying from your observing, you're looking at it and you're going, yeah, man, she's she's lazy and she's, she's neglectful and all of these things. And look at all this work he's doing, but he just with her because he just got to be with somebody. You're telling me that's common?
I think it's more common for, and I'm not just going to say men, I'm just going to say people to settle with what they can get that best satisfies them at that time. Well, I've tried this and I've tried that, and this person is good enough for me to deal with. They're not 100% happy, but they're compliant enough to where, I'll just deal with this.
I think you're missing what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying. How are you settling if the person you're in a relationship with is more a more productive person than you and not abusing you, and you are abusing them and you're less productive? How are you settling for them? It doesn't make sense to me.
Okay. Well, I mean, I guess I haven't really seen the dating scene where somebody is more productive than the other side. So I mean, maybe you've seen it different.
Because you settle?
I mean, maybe
Did you settle? Do you feel like you settle?
Oh, hell yeah. I definitely settle for, I can definitely tell you I settle. I was blinded by looks, because and there's a whole lot of people that will pick looks over personality.
A whole lot of men, yeah. They do that, but when you say
pick people, and there's a whole lot of people that'll pick money over personality.
I'm talking about most. A lot is relative. I don't know what that is, but I know for a fact most women ain't picking looks over everything. They're not. And most men are objectively not better people in a relationship than women are in a relationship. So men don't settle. Women settle. Men don't settle. They don't have to settle. They don't have to go into a relationship with the expectations of being abused. And then all they're doing when they go into the relationship is going, okay, how much abuse am I going to suffer before I can change him and he stops abusing me? That's settling. Men are not going into relationships like that. How are men settling? Because they wanted to fucking marry they wanted to marry Whitney Houston, and they got some other woman that still is more attractive than him and more productive than him and not abusing him. But that's settling to you, because they wanted an insta baddie. They wanted a BBL, a woman with a BBL, and they got some natural woman that, maybe she ain't in the best of shape to him and blah 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 blah. But just because you feel entitled to the most beautiful women on the planet and you don't get them doesn't mean you settled for a woman. That doesn't mean you settled. That I don't put that in that doesn't fit in the settling narrative in my mind at all.
And you know what? The only thing I'm gonna settle for, Mello, I really hate that happened to you, but the only thing I'm settling for is Rest Stop versus Circle K bathroom. Okay, that's the only type of settling that I'm going to do, because both of them, you're slumming it. Either way, you're screwed, right? But you gotta choose. But for the most part, the people who settle know that internally they don't have everything that person needs. So it's not necessarily settling. You're just meeting somebody on your level. You done met your match. And you know you can't get better or do better because you aren't better.
Hey, Angel said, Mellow, men settle and keep looking. Evie said, what is he doing at Young Bars? That was for what's his name? He said he wasn't at Young Bars. He was talking about his daughter. Evie said, I've noticed that the women these men keep complaining about are women in their 20s. Because no grown women 30 plus acts the way these men describe them. Yeah, that's what I said last night on the live. Osa said, quote unquote, she knew what was coming by the intensity of the thrusts. I watched yesterday's playback and was dying laughing. I'm enjoying today's show. Thanks, Osa. That was crazy when he said that. I remember. I forgot who said it, but that dude did say that.
And then, Public, I kind of had one more thing.
Go ahead.
You said men. Go ahead, Public.
No, I said go ahead.
Oh, okay. And then, and I don't know, I guess maybe I kind of personalize this, but I think men don't, or maybe it's a certain class of men that don't do what you say they do in order to attract women. I don't think men get the best jobs and wear the best clothes so they can attract women. Like when I went test driving for cars. I sat in some flashy cars that weren't that comfortable. I finally found a nice car that had all the amenities I wanted, had all the luxuries I wanted. It happened to be a higher-ended car, but I did that because of what I wanted.
Sure.
And what I was comfortable with, not because I was out trying to impress people.
Sure.
I mean, so there's a lot of people that the same way you say, like, to me, you got a certain group of women, which y'all say they don't. There's a certain group of women that do put on makeup to go out there and impress and catch the eye of certain men so that they can try and win over that man by beauty and by their physical enhancements, because that's why they wear them little bitty dresses and skirts and dress the way they do and put on makeup, because they're trying to outshine everybody else and capture somebody's attention.
That's a lie. But in this vehicle that you bought, you said it was a higher end vehicle. Was it a was it a Japanese car?
No, German.
It was German. Okay. Do you think that so what's more important to you? Comfort or like longevity?
You try to get the best of both.
You try to.
I mean, basically, it really comes down to, as far as comfort and reliability, it's either a Toyota or you get you a Lexus.
Yeah.
Which is high end Toyota.
Yeah.
And then,
not that high end, but yeah. Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean,
not compared to German. Not compared to German cars. German cars are significant.
Not too fucking much, now,
Not yeah. So the reason why I'm asking this is because if you are what I'm saying, like, so you chose comfort and looks over longevity and like lower maintenance and things of that nature, right? Like, you have a vehicle that's going to cost you a lot of money. Fiscally, that's a dumb choice. You know what I'm saying? Like, fiscally, that doesn't make any sense, right? But you did that because it was more comfortable and it looked better to you. Those are the two main reasons, right? But that wasn't like
no. Also, engine quality. Germans make better engines.
No, they don't. What do you mean by better?
Higher end, more powerful engines.
They make more powerful engines. They don't make better engines. Better, to me personally, are the engines that require the least amount of maintenance and run the longest. That's a better engine, right? The one that works is the better engine for all intents and purposes. Now, if you mean faster engines, yeah, they typically make faster engines. I agree. That's not a better engine. You live in California. You can't even fucking go over 60 on the freeway. Who cares? Right?
Hey, look. No comment.
Right? No, I'm just saying, like legally, you can't even do that. So my point is that you when you talk about the men who are settling and da 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 da. Aren't you that man? Like, wasn't that like in this particular case, like you are that man, right? You were like, I'm not gonna go for the better choice, the thing that's gonna save me the most money. And they're good, like, because Lexuses are great cars. They look great. You know what I'm saying? Like, they may not look as good as a Mercedes-Benz. They may not look as good, and I'll be honest, they don't, generally speaking. They may not look as good as a Mercedes or a Beamer or whatever, right? They may not. But they're Toyota. Lexuses run like Toyotas, but they look close to a fucking Beam. They have the finishings of a Beamer or a Benz, right? So you could have got a good looking car that was gonna run for 20 years. Instead, you got a car that looks slightly better and is gonna break down in 5. You see what I'm saying?
No, because German cars don't tend to break down.
Yes, they do. Yes, they do.
I've owned German cars.
Sir, I don't care what you earn. I don't care what you...
My friend daddy bought her a Jetta freshman year of college. By sophomore year, that shit was in the shop. It was brand new.
I'm just telling you, not based on my personal anecdotal thing. So I sold cars for 12 years. I'm telling you, German cars, high-end German cars, break down way faster than a Japanese car. Even a Nissan. I'll drive a Nissan. A Nissan will last longer than a Benz. A Nissan will. If you a Altima will get more. You will get more run out of an Altima than you will out of a fucking a 5 Series. That's what I'm saying. Like, so you made a bad fiscal choice for what? And you telling me you just did it because it felt better? Fuck out of here. No, you didn't. You lying. You're lying.
I've owned about 30, 35, 40 cars in the last 25 years. And I'm telling you, through my trial and error, the German cars didn't break down any.
Once again, I don't care about your anecdotal experiences. I couldn't care less about it.
You can go by.
That's not all you can go by. That's a really stupid approach. That's all you can go by. So you don't research cars? You just go out and just sit in the car and just go, this feels good. Ratings be damned. Oh, safety rating too? I don't care. Like, no, of course I would think if you're smart at all, that's crazy. That's wild, man. Nick said, but the car being impressive helps more than it hurts. Absolutely. So he could try to sell me on that shit. Like he just got the car for himself. Why have you bought 30-something cars in the last however many years? That don't make no sense either.
Because I just like to upgrade cars every couple of years.
Okay. So you don't keep these cars?
No. Most of them I end up
you trade them in, right?
Yeah.
So how do you know how long the German cars last if you trade them out? If you trade out of them every 3 years?
Because my very first.
Oh
no! My actual very first German car, I still have it. That was the first one I bought. That was high end. I bought that in 2000. I still have it.
Flag on the play. Flag on the play. Flag on the play.
No, my very first
flag on the
car,
play.
I just kept it.
Flag on the play.
I just liked it so much, I kept it.
Mello, you said the reason you knew was because you've owned 30 cars in the last 20 years. So you were actually talking about not your first car. You were talking about the 30 cars you bought in between. And you just said that you trade out of cars every 2-3 years.
Well, yeah, newer cars, because technology changes. But the very first German car I bought I wanted, that I went to the lot, that I bought off the lot, brand new, I kept it.
Flag on the play. Mello, you yapping. Mello is a rape apologist. Wait, why y'all air? We know.
What?
We know. Catch Me Outside said Mello has too many cars. They were buckets. Hey, I got an uncle. Damn, I already said who. All right, wait. I got an uncle. Y'all know which uncle it is or was. Because a couple uncles is dead. But I got an uncle. And y'all know this nigga. He had got some money one time, right? Hold on, I got to mute you up, Mello. You got some background noise. So my uncle had got some money one time, right? And same thing that happened to my granddaddy happened to him. He had owned some property, in a city somewhere. And they did, the city came in and gave him the eminent domain shit, kicked him out the property. I think gave him like $70,000 back like early 2000s. This nigga bought a bunch of old German cars and old foreign cars. And I don't mean classics. He bought like a 1990. He bought like a 1990 Jaguar. Because the 90s were the worst. The 90s, all the cars in the 90s were shitty, except for Toyotas and Hondas for the most part. But he bought like a bunch of like old, like I think he bought like a Jag. He bought an old Beamer, like a 7 Series Beamer, 5 Series Beamer, one of the Beamers. I don't know. I'm not too familiar with the old 90s car, but he bought like an old Beamer and an old Jag. I was like, and he was so proud. Buttersoft seats. He had the tan interior. He had the dark green exterior, tan interior. Oh my God. Was he sad, depressed, drinking? All of the above, sweet Polly. All of the above. Nigga was all of the above. Carrie said, can we stop comparing women to cars? I would love to. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Katrina. Hello. Go ahead.
Yes. Hey, I love your show.
Thank you.
Hey, Pat. I was just gonna say, why should we change makeup for men that are still gonna cheat? Anyways, no matter how old you look.
Damn.
You gagged them, cousin. You gagged them.
Yeah.
I like her cracking up.
Yeah. That's all I want.
You want her to change her makeup just for you to go out and go get a girl that got a bunch of makeup on it.
Yeah, like you said, all they have to worry about is looks, while we have to worry about if we're gonna be abused or not.
Oh, I fear she ate. I do. Mayflower said, hello, pub and chat donations only. I'm enjoying the live, but just know that I'm always in the bushes. I bet. Appreciate you, Mayflowers. Anybody want to rebuttal that? I'm down for a rebuttal on that one. If you got anything, please. If you got anything, please let us know. I'm with it.
I mean, it's not a rebuttal. It's not a can't rebuttal that. It's just
I wasn't the one that said I didn't like the makeup. I said I don't like the birthday makeup, but regular makeup I see it every day, and I really don't typically notice it. But I personally don't care because the makeup is for you. You know what I mean? I don't typically gotta like something every day.
What is your problem?
I typically don't gotta like everything that a girl do.
You don't.
It's still people. You know what I mean? So yeah, I wasn't the one that made the comment.
You don't. Me. You don't have to love everything a woman does, right? Yeah. Shit, my wife told me she don't like the way I dress one day. I ain't gonna never let her forget that one. What'd you say?
Was that a question?
What was the question? I just said you don't. I agree. You don't have to like everything a woman does.
Yeah. I'm about to say, as far as the makeup, it ain't for me. It's for her. So yeah.
That's interesting. Go ahead. I don't know who that came off of mute, but y'all can go ahead. Oh, I thought one of y'all wanted to say something. Okay. For real.
It was Pierre. I thought it was Pierre. Oh, he dropped already. Grady, I think Grady came off mute.
Yeah, Grady said you can't refute it. That's what he said. But Pierre was the one.
You can't argue with that.
Fred made the comment though. What up, Mads?
Oh, hey, how's it going?
Good.
I just wanted to say something
based
on the makeup thing that was just brought up.
Mm-hmm.
Ex-stripper over here, and something I feel is like really important people should know is that men who go to strip clubs, and obviously I'm British, so it's different in America, but like same, different, right? Men used to tell me about their wives who were like holier than thou, did everything for them, like the perfect woman. Oh my God, I love my wife. Like she's amazing. You know that typical thing. Like she does. Like when you say what do you love about her, he says everything she does for him, right?
Yeah.
They'd come into the club and they'd go for the most sluttiest, like I don't know, wearing the skin pierced outfit, the most make. Like it's like you say you don't want it. But you just don't want to wife it, but actually sexually that's what they want. And so like when a lot of men say, oh, we don't like makeup, I'm like, well, some of you that might be true, But if you look on a broad scale, like we just said about the wearing makeup, but he's still going to cheat. Like, it's absolutely true. He's still going to cheat. Like, and maybe even with a woman who has makeup, you know.
Do you think? Do you think that those men? Okay, I'm gonna give you what I think it is, and then you tell me if you agree or disagree. I think that men who talk about women wearing makeup is because they're insecure, because they don't want their women to wear makeup and be more attractive to other men. Like, once he gets her, because he'll meet her, she'll have on makeup, right? Then once he gets her, he's like, I don't want a woman that wears makeup, right? Because he doesn't want her, or he doesn't want that slutty dress woman or whatever. When he met her, she was dressed like a slut or whatever you want to say. But now, you know, once he gets her, it's like, well, I don't want her to go out there and look like that in front of other men, because I don't want other men, you know, I don't want to have to compete potentially. I think I do think it's partly that, but I also think like on some level, it's also just a kind of not really understanding like what you actually like. Like, for example, a lot of the men who marry certain types of women, especially in England, where like you can just see that some men think it's like a societal norm to get married to a certain type of woman. What happens is that they get the same way in which we all get conditioned. A lot of them get conditioned to follow a path and go with a certain woman who's not really what they like, and they figure out what they like, but by that time they've got kids and they've got a business, and it would look bad for them to go with that kind of woman, you know? I disagree. Whereas, I disagree with that wholeheartedly. I think you were close to it, but I don't think that's, I think what happens is
I'm not saying that's every time.
No, I'm not. I know you're not speaking in, I know you're not speaking in indefinites. I'm saying, I think that that's wrong. I think that what happens is that when they met their wife, she was the best woman he could get at that time. But when they get older and they get a little bit more confident and more sure of themselves, and now they're better people, even maybe sometimes because of all the work that their wife had done on them, and now they have money and resources, they typically become more attractive to other women. And now they go, oh, shoot, I can get like a woman that looks better than my wife does to me. And that's why and that's what they want. I don't think it's like they realize that, oh, wow, I really want a slut. Like, no. They always wanted that. They just couldn't get that.
And they're the kind of men, but wait, Pub, they're the kind of men that if they leave you, you give their ass full custody. Because, bitch, you're not going to slow my life down and go live a new life after I done made you into what you are. Get these kids, bitch. Full time. And I'll pay child support and do visitation.
Actually, just like on what I said, I actually was just saying like an offshoot. I actually agree with what you said. The men are insecure, because actually if you look at it, like some of them, for example, will go for let's say an Instagram type girl, one who does get ready with me makeups, whatever. When they end up wifing her, they literally can't handle the attention she gets, even if she's a good woman. I would say your original point is, are they insecure, is exactly on it. I was just making an offshoot to say that sometimes it's not that, but most of the time it is.
Hey, Pub, is it like, are they insecure or selfish? Or like, it's like,
both.
I just want the best of both, or okay, both.
Both, yeah. Oh, they're definitely both. It's not either or. They're both, yeah. They're selfish too, because they cannot, like, they're like, I deserve, because they're entitled. It's like, I deserve, yes, I know I built this empire with my wife and this family with my wife and da-da-da-da-da, but why don't I deserve a piece of cake on the side? You know what I'm saying? I'm a provider. I'm a protector. I ain't stepped out on my wife. Like, niggas will really rationalize cheating in that way. I mean, shit, I've been faithful.
Right, bro.
I've been faithful for 10 consecutive years. You mean to tell me I can't step out? Like, I'm like, what the fuck? What? No, you can't. That's crazy. That don't make sense. Because if your wife was having that same conversation in the mirror and you caught her, you be ready to leave her. You be ready to slide down the pink wall. Cape Yorker said, wore no makeup, religious community, got abused, got out, better free, makeup don't mean shit. For real. It's women in the world with their whole face, hair, ankles, toes covered all day long getting abused.
Literally.
I mean, let's just call a spade a spade. What up? Go ahead, Katrina.
That's all I wanted to say. I'm gonna drop though.
Okay, I appreciate you. Yeah, man, that's what it is.
Hey, Paul, I'm gonna drop too. Lil Mama starting to act up. Just
Bet.
last question before I go.
Yep.
I've been watching you for the last year. I told you, me and you used to disagree a lot, but you know, I'm learning and growing. What do you think there's a time frame that you got in your head to see like the change in men? Because like I said before, I see people who watch you that I know and they think a little differently. Like, do you think there'll be like a certain, like say 2-3 years from now, you'll notice like a big difference from what you see now? You know, stuff like that.
Is that my hope?
Be kind of, yeah, like, you know, like as far as your message, like being better. Like, do you think guys are gonna take the message and actually try to roll with it? Because it worked for me. Like,
yeah.
Remember I told you, I thought you was pandering until I watched you with my girl.
Mm-hmm.
And she was like, nah, he's saying the truth. So I'm thinking to myself, like, if these guys come across you and actually take the chance, do you think most men would actually change, or they're just going to stay hard-headed?
I think most men are going to be resistant, obviously. I think and most men who do change, sadly, Grady, are men like us who have women, and our women reinforce whatever, you know what I'm saying? Like, 'cause my wife reinforces what I believe, right? And then your wife reinforced what you believe, you know what I'm saying? Like, so it's bad. Like, I wish it was different, but typically the men, my man Sean is in here. We got women, we got wives. Like, a lot of the men who are going to change are going to be the men with women. But is that such a bad thing? Because we already have women, and we are the ones that would be the ones who would be abusing our women. So isn't that the people? Like, I'm cool with that. I'm cool with just the men with women waking up and being like, you know what I'm saying? Like, let's be better. But I don't know. What'd you say? Okay.
My husband was a victim of the content. My husband was a victim. He didn't know it was and literally.
We can't hear shit you saying, Kay. We can't hear shit you saying.
Hey, she preaching though. That victim word is real.
Yeah, them
But you know what it is though? It's like every little helps. Like, even if you can't change everyone, like, even if you put that seed in, like, for example, is it Grady?
Yeah.
Is that your name?
Yeah.
No Diddy.
Yeah, like, even if it's just like that, it's just all worth it, you know?
Yeah. Oh no, I don't.
It's like the time. I always say it's just the time for me. Like, I thought Public was new to doing this, and then I seen you made a video back in like 2022. So I said he's been putting in work. My thing is, imagine putting in 5-10 years, and dang, bro, none of these guys actually. And I try to tell dudes, like, bro, I swear, if you listen to them, the relationship with your girl, daughter, sister, whoever, it's much better. Dude, you'll be surprised, like, it's almost like automatically people turn off. And I'm like, those are the people I'd be worried about, the ones that don't try to listen.
No, let them be though. I mean, you can't. Hey man, Harriet Tubman did what she could do, and I ain't comparing myself to her, but I'm just saying that even she,
I feel it.
You know what I'm saying? Like, even she was like, I gotta leave most of these motherfuckers behind. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it was life and death. So at this point, I'm like, it is what it is. Like, if you're gonna listen, you're gonna get out. You're going to get out of it whatever you're gonna get out of it. And okay, I gotta mute you. You got a lot of background noise. I don't like I've said before, I don't control who listens to me, right? Like, I know that I do have power over who listens to me, meaning I know that if I wanted to get men to listen to me, all I would have to do is start lying to men. That's it. If I want to get men to listen to me, all I got to start doing is lying. They'll show up in droves. They'll show up in droves, right? If I change this prompt, if I flip this around, all the men will be in here talking about, man, I was waiting for you to come around to our side pub. Oh man, welcome to have we glad to have you. You know what I'm saying? Like, they would love that shit. All I got to start doing is lying to men, right? It ain't gonna happen. So I can't really control my message because I'm not gonna lie to men. And also, I don't believe that the tone of my message matters, because I know the Brandon P effect, right, Breezy? Also, the tone doesn't matter, because there are ex-patriarch. There are so many men, JEs, dude, what's his name? What's my dude name? He funny. Got the fronts in. What's his name, Kay? You be sending me his live sometimes. I'll be going in there every now and again. Old boy, he just chewed saw ass up. Rick. Rick the Ruler.
Rick be eating that.
Yeah, Rick. You know what I'm saying? People like that. Like it's like it don't matter the approach. It's different. Like, but men not gonna listen. No matter if you talk this shit, Jeff. If you talk this shit, the majority of the people who follow you are going to be women. That is just the reality. And and men are going to hate you. That is just the reality. It's not like there's no way around it. You could be. Here's what I'm saying. Me and Rick have different personalities. He has a different approach. Me and J.E.'s have a different approach. We have different personalities. Me and Ex-Patriarch, we have different approaches, different personalities. We all have different personalities, different approaches. A lot of our followers are the same, right? Same demographic. And the very same men who hate me hate them. So it don't matter. Like that's why when men come to me and they be trying to be on that, like, man, you know, it ain't what you say, it's how you say it. And I'm like, it's not. It's not. I know men. They loved Kevin Samuels until he died. And all he did was talk and say the craziest shit about women, bullied women, yelled at men, said, call men little dicks and this and that and all this stuff. And niggas didn't give a fuck about it. Yeah, Uncle Kevin. Yeah, you tell him, you right. Because he was up there bashing women. If I bash women, men will accept it. They will accept me saying this type of same shit about men as long as I shit on women. I promise you. I promise. It don't matter how I say it. I could be as aggressive as possible. I could be as dismissive as possible. It don't matter. That's what I know. I know men. That's what I'm saying. So I'm like, I'm not gonna waste no time changing my personality. I'm not gonna waste no time changing my approach. I'm not gonna waste no time tweaking my message. I'm gonna spit it how I spit it. You either gonna rock with it or you not. And the vast majority of men aren't going to do it. But it ain't gonna be. You're not gonna be able to turn around and say, "Oh, I was never told. I never saw it." No. You saw it. You just denied it, right? You just denied it. I'm bringing the gospel. You niggas out here talking about it. I don't believe in Jesus. That ain't my fault. You turning your back on the message. More power to you, brother.
You right. Because remember I told you, bro, my FYP was nothing but gaming. I was just making gaming videos.
Mm-hmm.
And you came out the fucking blue. Excuse my language. You just came out the blue. I was like, bro, who is this?
Yep.
So you right, bro. They do see it. Keep up the good work, bro.
I appreciate you, fam.
I appreciate you, man.
Yep, man. All right, Grady. All right.
Oh, but I was gonna tell you something, Grady.
What's that?
Grady, before you hop, I was saying my husband was a victim of public content in that he didn't realize he had a problem until we met public. And the more he began to unpack, he began to notice the problematic behavior in himself and other men that he never saw as problematic. So it worked in our favor in that we both started, wait a second, G. We both started learning at the same time, and we were able to understand and work through some of those dynamics. So you're right, it was beneficial because at first he was like, wait a second, what? Now he know his daddy problematic as fuck.
That's it. Hey, that's where you gotta get get to the source.
That's facts, man. No, she preaching on that. Like I said, victim. I said victim because my last relationship, like 4 years ago, I came across the red pill after I broke up with somebody.
Worst time.
You see what I'm saying?
Worst time.
The worst time.
That's the worst time.
Woo. What you said is so true. Like you said, you would deny it because you kept coming on my stuff talking about, men should do this. I'm like swiping.
Mm-hmm.
And the next thing you know, I actually paid attention to you with my girl.
Yeah.
It's been better. I'm just keeping 95 plus 5. So.
I appreciate that, man.
All right, big dog. Be safe out here.
All right, you too. What'd you say, Marudo? That's how they get you with heart. They get you with the heartbreak.
You be going through something, you scroll, they be like, man, F women, get some money, leave everybody alone, focus on yourself.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then you end up being like, you know what?
Thing going down in shambles right now, though.
It's not. It's really not. See, the thing, okay, let me tell you something. I'm gonna let you go, Matt. The thing about the red pill that people gotta understand is the only thing that's going down is the marketing isn't effective anymore, right? So calling it red pill is bad. Calling it red pill is bad. So Marudo,
you would, if I said you were red pill right now, you would be like, no, I'm not. I don't align with that shit. Right? You would say that. You 100%, you would be like, I'm not red pill, right? But the things you've been saying are one-to-one with red pillers for the most part. I won't say everything you said, but I'm saying, especially early on, a lot of the stuff you were saying was one-to-one with red pill ideology, right? Because red pill ideology is just misogyny on steroids. That's all it is. So maybe you're not the most like red pillars are like they're the KKK of misogyny. They're not, you know what I'm saying? Like, but men like most white people are racist, but most white people would, if you said that they were KKK members, they would denounce that shit in a heartbeat because that's blatant. That's like, oh my God, like what? I would never, right? But if you said that most white people were racist, if you just said that they were racist, a lot of them would deny that. A lot of them would be like, no, but you'll be like, but how not so? Right? And you are supporting the triple K by voting for this person or voting for that person or voting for these policies or not speaking up here or not speaking up there or saying this or saying that. This is a KKK. Now, by the way, before I say all of that, before I end, the red pill ideology is plucked from the KKK ideology. Just so the men know. It's almost a one-to-one. If you listen to what the KKK says about women, and if you listen to what red pillers say about women, the shit overlaps like this. It overlaps like this. It's a one-to-one. It's literally. Go ahead, man.
Like the original red pill guy, like the racist fuck guy who wrote a book, and then all the red pill guys like read the book and.
Who? Rollo Tomasi.
Something like that. Yeah, that guy.
Yeah.
I think. Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah, Rollo Tomasi wrote The Rational Mind or The Rational Male, and yeah, the men read that shit and ain't been right since. But
I wanted to make a point on that, and one of the points was that you know that you're right, public, because I'm from England and I've seen the same behaviors you talk about, like it resonates overseas for number one.
Mm-hmm.
Number two, the funny thing about the red pill movement is, Pearl.
Who?
I ended up going on her podcast before she was proper big.
Oh, Pearl. Got you.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. I went on her podcast. I didn't know. I was arguing with someone in TikTok comments, and then one of the producers texted me, was like, "Oh, come on the show, come on this podcast." I didn't even know who she was. I ended up going in there. It was like a full on, what do you call it? Like a fucking. When you don't know what you're walking into.
Yeah, like an ambush. Uh-huh.
Ambush. Yeah. And anyway, I obviously it was awful. I ended up crying because I told her about I told the podcast about my condition, which was medical and blah blah blah. And then I started seeing on my feed just all of this shit come up. When I tell you, my heart dropped at the way that people were lapping this shit up. I was like, I can't believe society really believes this.
Mm-hmm.
And unfortunately, my brother's a bit of a victim. Not fully, but enough that it.
He's on the spectrum. He's on the spectrum.
I think he probably is. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. No, not autism. On the spectrum of misogyny. Yeah.
Oh yeah. No, but I also think he's probably on the spectrum.
He could be. Yeah, I don't know.
I am too. But yeah. But no. But
yeah, that you took that literally, and you didn't think about. I think you might be on the spectrum. No,
that was dumb. But for example, we're British, right? We had a fucking thing against Trump, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, whereas my brother seems to fucking think he's good, and me and my whole family, we're just like, what? What's wrong with you? But he's in that age demographic. He thinks.
How old is he?
I don't know.
Mid-20s.
He just thinks. Yeah, well, late 20. No, he's just turned 30. Sorry.
Okay. Yeah, around there.
It's been like this for a few years,
mm-hmm.
you know. And unfortunately, I don't know how to put it, but he's just quite typical white boy, middle class. Had a lot given to him,
mm-hmm.
but we've also had trauma. Our family's gone through some stuff. We lost our mom, whatever.
Yeah.
But I don't know, I just feel really sad because, like, when he was a teenager, he ended up coming to me and we talked about music and we got really close. We had a 5-year gap, so there was a time when we weren't really like that.
Yeah.
And I feel like I was able to shape him when he was younger, and then somewhere along the way, he's doing his own thing, and I don't know how he gets all these ideas, but it just, anyway. He's a music producer, works in Brixton in London for like a lot of rappers, black artists, whatever, and yet watches Trump and thinks that's all right.
A lot of those rappers like Trump too, though. That's the funny part.
Well, okay, but I mean, we're in Britain, so it's not as.
Yeah. I don't know if black rappers like him or not. Yeah, but I know a lot of black men, especially because rappers are extremely misogynistic. So extremely misogynistic. Yeah, a lot of black men like Trump because they like his brand of misogyny.
Yeah. Well, and also, I mean, we have to remember that, like, at a certain point, these are to a certain point uneducated black guys who've also not had a lot in life, and so they cherry pick the things they want to be, which is like powerful, and I don't know. Yeah, I get it, but also it's sad. It's sad for me, and it's sad because I don't like the fact that as a white girl that I see this, I don't know, oppressive nature in my kin or something. Yeah.
All right, Maruto.
Can I unpack something with Maruto real quick?
He about to. Oh, he did. Yeah. Let me read these super chats though. Osa said $2 on K for giving up the kids for a peaceful life. Shanika said, at the end of the day, men hate women, so it don't matter what we do or don't do. Facts. That's the whole thing about the thing right there. That's why it's not on women. That's why I be screaming. It ain't on women. It's on men to change. Because what the fuck you know what I mean? Like, what can women do? Like Katrina said, women could not wear makeup, men still gonna cheat. Women could not wear weaves, wigs, lashes, men still not gonna cheat. Women could dress modestly, men still gonna grape. How is it up to women to fix it? If it's driven by the behaviors of men, it doesn't make any sense. So you know what I mean? Like, I don't understand it. Go ahead, Kay.
Maruto said he's still listening. I'm be quick. Yes, I'm still driving, y'all. I'm headed to Georgia to get my hair colored. Tell the me's in the comments, y'all ain't no real providers because y'all worrying about paying for nails. Okay, I go across state lines to get my hair done. Y'all ain't no providers. But no, long story short, for Maruto, he was on Shan's live the other night and he mentioned, I think whatever her prompt was, it really resonated with him in that he said Shan was absolutely right. Men are this, men are that, and he could see. He said, "I'm just coming up here to be honest," but he came in here really hot, really inflamed, like he felt so triggered by what you said in this post. But he was just saying that men be disingenuous the other night. So I think sometimes your prompts are more like in their face, and it's blatant. Like what you're trying to get them to understand is very blatant, but hers are a little bit more
subtle.
You know, ease them into it. Yeah, subtle.
Yeah.
So it opens up more dialogue. I just think in general, men don't like to be uncomfortable when confronted with the truth. I think it makes them really uncomfortable when they are confronted with a truth, even though they know it's the truth.
Yeah. No, I know.
You see what I'm saying? Because it's not what you're saying is a lie.
Yeah.
But it's real uncomfortable because it's like, oh man, you calling me out, nigga? You just scrolling down the For You page. How you calling you out?
Yeah, I didn't know.
So I think sometimes before y'all jump up here, this is just for the men in general. And Maruto, I didn't mean to put you on the spot, but it just came to my mind when you were up here. Nobody ever wants to make a man feel like, oh, because he's not tall enough, he's not good enough. I don't think that's what Public was saying. And you seem to take that to heart, that men will pick a 6-foot guy over a 5'6" guy.
Women.
But at the end of the day, my bad. But at the end of the day, you'll have a girl who has all the things going for herself, and she's a little bit curvier. You're gonna pick the skinny girl. You're gonna pick the skinnier girl. So it's the same thing. So it can't be this or that. But y'all have a real problem with the truth when y'all are told about yourselves. But yes, y'all would definitely pick over a plus size girl She too fat to be asking for all that.
A lot of men,
Y'all would.
a lot of men, I've said this before, but a lot of men looking at women, they judge women like how they like I've said a million times, when like men are buying cars, or when they buying stuff in general, when they're purchasing things, people will often say stuff like, oh, I'm not, oh, for that I wouldn't pay that for it. As I'm like, but that's the price. The price is the price, right? They do that shit with women all the time. Like Kay was saying, you got a woman that's good, you know what I'm saying? Solid woman, attractive, all of that, but she don't fit some like mold that you have in your mind of what a woman should look like physically. And then you go, well, I'm not going to commit to her because, you know, like I shouldn't have to. This woman should just be happy to have a man like me in her life. So I should be able to have her and have whoever else I want because, you know, she a little bit overweight.
You know the amount of men that I've heard get with like a slightly overweight woman, especially white men who don't like society doesn't deem as attractive, right?
Yeah.
They'll get with them, they'll really like them, but like they want everything to be behind closed doors. They'll like go to lengths to make sure nobody knows they're with them. But you can not even tell from like my perspective, but you can tell from hearing the stories of these women that like clearly that's your thing. You're just too embarrassed to actually like be with that woman because all the boys might say, oh, she's too big. And obviously this happens more in white culture than it does black, because black men tend to like curvier women, but like
whatever it is, it could be a darker skinned woman. A lot of with black men, it's darker skinned women, right? It's I don't want to be on colorism.
Yeah. Oh god, it's all fucking shit, isn't it?
Yep.
But yeah, it's even the way sometimes, like as a woman who prefers black guys, I feel skinny in comparison to the women that like a lot of black men I know like, and yet like white men will say, oh, I need to get to the gym. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
Like what? I don't want to be skinnier. Thank you very much. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's weird.
Yep. Go do whatever, you know what I'm saying? That's why it's confusing. It's confusing. I mean, it's confusing for women. It's really confusing because men be, you know, if you give a fuck about what a man think though, that's, you know what I'm saying? Like you can like also like not give a fuck about what a man thinks, but.
No, but obviously we all care about like a certain type of person, what they think, right? Like you can't say you don't care about what anyone thinks at all.
No.
Like, if someone
I don't.
into your, you know, the person you kind of like, and then you're not their thing, it's always going to hurt a little bit, right? You know?
Oh no, not for me. That's what I'm saying. Like I don't think like that, but like my wife, yeah, I care about my wife. When it comes to like this type of stuff, I definitely care about my wife. But I don't care like if I'm physically attractive to women in general. Shit don't bother me. I'm ugly. I'm cute. I don't give a fuck. Ain't got nothing to do with me.
Now I don't. But also, I mean, I struggle a little bit with the men that I find attractive, not often finding me attractive. Like quite often, like Middle Eastern or Indian men, for example, love me. Not my type, really. You know. So sometimes it's a struggle because I'm like, oh, I know the kind of man who likes me. Unfortunately, and I'm not trying to seek validation from men.
Why are they not your type?
Like, I think just something to do. Oh, I don't know. I think it's something to do with culture more than anything. I mean, obviously, there's always good-looking men of any race. You know, like I think I've probably been with most demographics of men, but I think it's something to do with like especially where Middle Eastern and Indian men, for example, have like a heavily religious on some level, and
I got you.
Yeah, if that makes sense.
It does.
I mean, there's still a bit of that problem in the black community in England, but not as much. Like, I don't come across huge amounts of Christian black men from London. Like, they might kind of believe, but not enough that it's an issue. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I get that. Yeah, I get that.
Yeah, if there's a guy from the Middle East and he's Muslim, even on a basic level, even if he doesn't really practice it, if you don't eat bacon, like, I don't know, but then you chow down on fucking, I don't know, you chow down on.
Don't say it.
Hey everybody, hey Pub.
What's up?
I just want to ask Mads. I heard she say she only likes black men. Do you identify as a white woman?
Oh, no, sorry, honey. Yes, I'm a white woman, but I don't only like black men. I'm just saying they might be my preferred demographic in general. Like, it's not. I've been with and find attractive men of any race, but I will say one thing: it's mostly when they share a sort of commonality mentally. So, and I hate to say Western, but often it's Western, if that makes sense. You know.
So can I ask you why you prefer black men? Because I think that when white women prefer black men, it usually comes from an idea of sexualizing them. Because for me, my preference is how a person treats me. Maybe I could say, oh, I like, you know, it sounds a little weird. Like, it sounds a little weird.
Okay, let me explain. I grew up like white neighborhood just outside of London, and like really not much diversity there at the time. Yeah, and I like white boys all my teenage years up until a certain point. I'd not really even thought about black men, but I started modeling when I went on Britain's Next Top Model when I was like 19, and after that I went into the modeling industry in London and like met like hordes of different people from demographics I'd never really hung around before. And what I found was that where like white men had always held me to a certain standard, and especially the skinny thing I was talking about, black men seemed to accept me more for just who I actually was. And I found I could be more myself.
They wanted to get in your pants, babe, but okay.
Well, maybe some of them. I can't speak for all of them, but I can say that I felt most like myself and most comfortable around black men. And look, I get it. I totally understand from an American perspective where your ideology comes from, because I think it's different. I'm not saying there's not racism and like inbuilt racism in the UK, but I am saying that round from where I come from, just outside of London, and having been in London working for like 10, 15 years, that there is a slightly different culture there. There's a lot more mixed race couples. There's a lot more just general, like not separating everything by race. And look, like I said, I've done the internal work to kind of, like, I hope not fetishize race, because I don't think I'm that kind of person. Hence why I say I'm attracted to.
Look, you said it, not me. But look, we don't gotta do this. But look, you said the word not me. But at least you know.
Wait, sorry, I said what? What's the word?
I would fetishizing, but like I'm never gonna cape for black men. So I just as long as you know, girl, that we know, we good.
Well, no, I said that because obviously I saw on social media people saying that, and I obviously saw that, and I was thinking, oh, is that me? And I personally, having looked into that, don't think that I behave in a way that fetishizes black men. Obviously, I will say this: I do think black people in general, like just my personal, like, I just think black people are beautiful, and I think they are obviously the. Let's put it in a way that, like, you guys are the original humans, right? You guys are the original humans, and I think that you're like just okay. For example, I get burnt in the sun. Yeah, I've always thought that was annoying, and like I could never see how I could think I was supreme or above you guys when like I can't even fuck about the sun. I don't know. Look, that's just.
I mean, hey man, hold on, wait, hold on. I've been trying to. Nah, you good. Hold on, wait. Hey, it's all good. I don't want to turn this into no beat up session on man's. You know what I'm saying? Y'all can say whatever. I don't, whatever. There was
no more ops. I just had to, going on real fast. I'm a Capricorn. I'm always ready for the smoke. I didn't even have to say much. I'm a drop. I didn't have to say much. Where the ops at? Let's go. Yeah, Mad's not an op. I don't think. I don't consider Mad's an op. But that was I ain't gonna even lie. That was cringy. I ain't gonna even hold you. I would retire if I would. Hey, from your
from your uncle, just take it. Hey, from your black uncle on your white side. I would just not talk like that no more about black people. I get it though. That's what I'm saying. You could have said worse things, but you didn't, and I appreciate that. But I would just like not. That would be my suggestion. Yeah.
You have to remember, I've also just grown up around people saying certain things about black people, which
I know. I understand. Really, that's what I'm saying.
I really hate.
Yeah.
And I guess I just like the thought, like that I don't see any of that. I'm not like the thought, sorry. Yeah. I want people to know I don't think like these other people.
Yeah, I know you did. I know what you're saying. You want to separate. I got it. That's what I mean. You ain't got to.
I've had a few drinks. I'm sorry.
You can, Maz, every time you jump on my live, you be a little tipsy. That's why I don't be liking to have you up sometimes. One time you was super faded. I was like, nah, girl, you got to go. You was up here. You was like, I know, right? And we wasn't even saying that. I was like, nah.
With the Pros podcast, can I ask, like, what was her video, and like you commented like this? You said this was early in her streaming podcast and stuff like that. Like, what was? And obviously, everything she says is really misogynist, but like, what was the topic? Like, I was kind of interested in that.
I think that the topic was something to do. I can't remember exactly, but I think it was something to do with like women being submissive to men, or like something about how modern women don't create good wives. Like, you know, it was the very typical kind of, oh, we should go back to the 50s and women should be served in servitude to men and all that kind of shit. Like, it wasn't. It didn't really even focus on that topic. That was the topic, and she kept on trying to bring it back to that, but. I don't know. Look, the only thing I would say as well is that obviously, you know, like I went to East London and the whole fucking thing was basically black dudes, and I was the only white girl on the panel, and like, it was something to do with single mothers as well. Sorry, by the way. And all of the women they brought on were like mixed race or black single mothers. Apart from me, I was the only outlier.
Yeah. I'm good. I got you. That's crazy though. Okay. Hey, Maz, I appreciate you coming up. We ain't got no more ops in the box. Oh man. Whew. Cynthia said the only non-black women who prefer black men are throwbacks. And that's because the men in their community don't desire them. God damn. God damn. God damn. All right. That was interesting. Are you not entertained? Oh, man. Hey, what's up, my friend? Hi. Hi. I love you. You okay, Chunky Monkey? I thought you were getting food. All right. Y'all know Jackson gonna come in here and do what he do. That's the guy. That's the guy. All right, man. So we did it. We ran the gauntlet. Catch Me Outside said, for the entertainment, thank you. We the prompt ran its course. I think we had a good day. I like when the prompts run their course. That is a Charlie Brown shirt. I've been calling him Charlie Brown all day. We had 3 hours of entertainment. I feel like we had a couple little mini breakthroughs, right? Like it was a dub. We're gonna file that under a dub. It was Mayflowers. I was trying to stop it, but I also wanted to let it go there. It was weird. I was caught in between. Y'all know I like messy shit. I want to hear the messiness. I was like, this is bad.
You gotta let people talk. Man. You gotta let people talk. You want to hear them out. That's it. Just want to hear it. And Suburban came up here and Suburban came in there saying what she had to say. Here we go. Here we are. We have arrived. I think 3 hours. Is good. Right, Tuesday. I just wanted to see. Oh man. You know, you gotta listen. You gotta listen. You gotta hear people out. You gotta hear people out. You gotta hear people out. Hey, shout out to all the old subs and the new subs. Shout out to the he's like you just a nigga that's right, Jay Riches. Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what was going on. I'm not trying to be mean, but if you think about it logically, there's no reason for non-black women to prefer black men since black men have the least to offer and aren't even nice. Eek. Híjole. I'll be honest with y'all. Y'all can't make me blush talking bad about black men. That shit don't do nothing to me. I don't give a fuck. I will never argue with women, especially black women, about black men. Y'all got it. I mean, you got to say something categorically false, but like, you know what I'm saying? Like, men. So Cynthia G is saying men are terrible, but black men are the worst because we have the least to offer. Points were made. I'm not gonna. If you track the logic, you know what I'm saying? No, I mean, I don't. It's not an agree or a disagree with me on that one. It's just like financially. Here's what I'm saying: if all men are bad, right? I'm talking about all groups, not literally every man. But if all men are bad, right? If Asian men are bad and black men are bad and white men are bad and we're all misogynistic and we're all abusive and we're all you know, all the groups, same thing, right? Then what's the next thing that you would look for, right? Would be, I guess, like financial standing. I don't know. I think it just depends. But yeah, if you're looking at it from that, like resources wise, we are at the bottom. Is that a lie? Are black men not at the bottom? When it comes to resources, where are we at? Where do we fall? Y'all tell me. Maybe I miss something. If we're at the bottom financially and we're equal socially, right? Here's what I want to know. Do black men inherently treat women better than every other demographic of men? That will be my question. Do black men treat women better than inherently treat? No, we don't, right? Okay, cool. So if we don't treat women any better as a collective, and then we're at the bottom financially, I don't think that's demonizing black men. How is that how is that demonizing black men? I'm not understanding. I'm curious to know. Oh, that's what's up, Ellie. Yeah, I just want to know, like, how do you, like, logically, that's one of them ones, like, where they get, like, you want to fight against it, but then you go, oh, I mean, like, what are we saying? Unless, that's what I'm saying. Unless you have, like, it's just talking about desirability. It's not saying, like, individually. If you think black men are the most attractive physically, fine. If you think black men got the most swag and all of that other shit, fine. Right? Fine. I'll give you that. We the coolest or whatever the fuck. Cool. I'm not going to argue against that. Right? But does that mean that but that goes into being desired as well too, right? Like being cool and being hip and being da-da-da-da-da and all that stuff. But does that actually trump treating women good or being financially viable? You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I don't think that trumps that. Yeah, cool and broke is like, you can get, for a certain time, you can get women, definitely. Like when you're young, early, early 20s, teens, you get women because they don't care about that at that time, right? But around like 30, man, 20, late 20s when people start getting married and shit. Least educated, make the least amount of money. What up, Andrew? How am I demonizing? By the way, I don't have you blocked. I looked on my page. I don't have you blocked.
My main account.
On your main account, I look. I didn't see it on my block list. I'll look again, but I didn't see it. How am I demonizing black men? Or are you saying me or are you saying somebody else is? Because I would like to know.
Well, generally your audience for the most part. I feel like there's just a scapegoat to put this one group at the bottom and say they're the problem.
No, wait. Nobody is saying black men are the problem. Who said that?
Most of the people on your panel, this group
did not one person said black men are the problem. Nobody said that.
Well, it's a simple fact. Like if you're saying, okay, they're the lowest, they're the this, they're the problem, then the earnest is on the women to choose better. Like I don't.
Oh my God.
What, is that not true?
No, that's not true. God damn.
Okay, so you're telling me at the same part they have low standards for men. So by definition, they need to choose better. I think that's the common sense.
No, sir. Because so many men are terrible options, it's not about them choosing better. It's that it's them choosing at all. I've already stated this. It's not about women choosing better. Who gives a fuck? They can't choose better. There are no better options.
There's a lot of good options.
There's not.
Listen, as a man, you need to fulfill X, Y, and Z to even be viably able to get married nowadays or to be considered a decent option.
Like what?
So right away.
Like what? What do you have to do to get married nowadays? Make $50,000 a year?
Well, then you shouldn't be hanging out with brokies. I don't know what to tell you. Find a dude that has a master's degree at least.
What percentage of men have master's degrees?
Depends which demographic.
Any demographic of men, Abid, what percentage of men have master's degrees? All men.
If I had to guess it, probably like worldwide at least 10%.
No. You want to say worldwide. You think worldwide 10% of men have master's degrees? Worldwide?
Well, I'm saying at the very least, beyond the masters, it's the idea that the men are willing to provide and work. And do you think average man is just going out there abusing women, cheating on women, treating women like garbage? It's just not
90%.
That's a very loaded figure, man.
Is that loaded or is that reality? What percentage of women are treated like that?
Probably maybe this is me stretching it out, maybe 30%. Max.
You think 30% of women are abused by have been abused by a man? You think 30% of women have been?
Well, I'm talking about specifically their husbands
or boyfriends.
Well, I'm saying in an ideal world, you shouldn't even have a boyfriend.
But they have boyfriends. There's not an ideal world; it's the real world. So in the real world, you think the majority of women have not been abused by their boyfriends and or husbands?
Well, I mean, in the ideal world, the women who chose.
Why do you keep saying in an ideal world? Can we talk about the real world? I don't want to talk about the ideal world. I want to talk about the real world.
Because we shouldn't take from bad examples.
We have to take from it's not, sir, you don't get to create a whole new world to make your point. You have to live in the real world. So you don't want me to choose from bad examples. Change the fucking world first. So let's just stick with the world. But for now, let's stick with the world. So in this world, in the real world, you don't think the vast majority of women have been abused by their boyfriends and or husbands?
Okay, I would say maybe I'll go up to 50%, but even that, the ones who chose right don't have that problem.
Okay, so the vast majority of women have been abused by their husbands and or boyfriends. Period. Full stop. 90%, 95%. I mean, damn near every woman has been abused in their relationship by a man. Almost every woman that has happened to, right? So if you want me to believe that there are all of these good men out here, you would have to make that number make sense. How can it be that 95% of women, 90% of women have been abused by a man, but only 30% of men are bad or 70% of men are good? That don't make sense. Of course, the majority of men are abusive. Of course we are. We're conditioned to be so.
That's not true. If you're raised right, you're not going to be abusive.
You don't even, what do you mean raised right? You weren't raised right.
Well, no, I learned to respect women.
No, you don't. But you never learned to respect women.
I do respect women.
You don't. The women don't think you respect them. Therefore, you don't respect them. You can say you do.
Because I hold women accountable.
You don't hold women accountable. You blame women. You scapegoat women. You abuse women.
Is it wrong to say that women should not be sleeping around and keeping their legs open for everybody?
Yes, it's wrong. It's wrong to say that because that's none of your fucking business.
No, it is my
and it doesn't hurt anybody. And that doesn't hurt anybody but them potentially. If they want to sleep with 100,000 men, that's on them. They ain't got nothing to do with the men. They're not hurting nobody by doing that. So yeah, it's wrong for you to open your mouth and speak on women's vaginas. That's crazy.
Society when you do that, that's the problem.
Huh?
Birth rates are declining.
What?
Families are being destroyed.
Families are being destroyed by what?
Communities are being destroyed by this behavior. 100%.
Women are sleeping. The women nowadays are sleeping with less men than ever. You're lying.
Then we should enforce. Then marriage is declining. That's the issue.
Marriage is declining because of terrible men like you.
That is false. If women,
it's 100% true. Women are not interested in being married to a man like you, and finally in society they can provide for themselves. So they don't need to, because men set up society in such a way they artificially made women dependent on men for 10,000 years or whatever, you know what I mean? For whatever, right? And now, for the first time in a long damn time, women can work, can own land, can drive cars, can move around the world relatively free without needing a man. And they are choosing that because of men like you. They're choosing to be alone because they would rather be alone than be with a man like you and be with most men. That's just the reality. So it's you are the problem. It ain't women. It ain't them sleeping with as many men. That's fucking irrelevant. It's men like you. You're the problem.
That is completely false.
Is it?
Because there's inherent value to recognizing traditional systems. There's inherent value to recognizing family. There's inherent value to wanting people to have children and have structure. People are not meant to be solitude for the rest of their life. Like it's
who told you that?
This abnormal society built off capital.
Who told you women are living in solitude because they don't have a husband or a boyfriend? They're not lonely. They're just alone.
Yeah, they're alone, and it's not good for society. That's the problem.
You mean it's not good for men? It's good for them. They're safer and they're happier and they're healthier and they live longer and they make more money. So it's better for them. It's not better for a bid and it ain't better for public. But if you cared about women, you would care about what's good for them. You would protect them and not you or whoever else you think you're protecting. You would protect the women first, right? So even if it's at a detriment for me or men like me, I'm perfectly okay with women avoiding being with men. I would never blame them for that. I would never say that they need to be with men or whatever, because I'm literally walking them into the lion's den. Why would I do that?
There's a lot of good things. You inherit, like I'll be real with you. My mom was straight up abused by my dad. My dad was physically abused. Like he was a bad guy.
Yep.
And she still told me at the end of the day, told all my sisters, get married. Don't use me as a bad example. And I think the problem is we have a society where women, they have trauma and then they relay their trauma to all their friends.
Abid, you are a man. Of course, her telling you is gonna be telling you to get married would benefit you. You're a man. That she didn't put you in an unsafe situation. She put your wife in an unsafe situation by telling you to get married. She didn't put you in an unsafe situation. What is you?
She told my sisters to get married too. I have more than one sister.
Yeah, and she put your sisters in an unsafe situation. She put your wife in an unsafe situation. Huh?
That's called being a good parent, wanting your kids to have stable lives and have good futures and have families.
So your sisters need that? Your sisters can't, your sisters don't, they're not educated? They don't provide for themselves?
No, they're all educated.
Okay. So they don't need a man to live a safe, stable lifestyle, right?
I know, but it's a net positive socially and morally.
It's not though. And
it is.
Are your sisters married?
One of them is engaged, one of them is married.
Nice. Happy for them. I hope they're happy. I hope they're not being abused by their husbands.
They're not. I mean, the one that got married, I vetted her husband. He's a good guy.
You can't vet a bit. You can't vet anybody, especially a man, because you are an abuser. So how would you know that your sister's boyfriend, or at the time fiance, was an abuser if you're an abuser? Because you're.
Listen, there's an objective metric, which is God's law, that tells you how men how to act. If men followed God's
God
law,
is abusive.
God is not abusive.
God is the biggest abuser. He is. He started this abusive shit.
We're put on this world to serve God. That's what you need to remember.
I don't need to remember shit. I remember God as an abuser though. When I used to read the Bible, super abusive.
It's not. It's how you frame it.
God is super transactional.
How so?
You got to believe in him to go to heaven. That sounds like a transaction to me. He don't love you unconditionally. Unconditionally, everybody going to heaven, right? Unconditionally, everybody going to heaven. That's unconditional love. His love is very conditional.
Yeah, but we all have an opportunity to get into heaven.
Just like we all got an opportunity to be a millionaire.
Yeah, it's a fact. Don't complain about the system. If capitalism didn't work, it wouldn't be the biggest system. It wouldn't make America what it is. Everybody has a chance.
Yeah, some people have better chances than other ones solely due to the color of their skin or that the fact that they have a weenus between their legs.
I agree, but at one point in time, are you going to let yourself be a victim for your whole life? And at what point
You don't let yourself be a victim. You are a victim. But I agree that especially because you want to talk about black men before we talk about black men. Black men are victims of the system. No doubt about it. No doubt about it. But black men have an advantage over black women because we are men, right? And black men are still failing at a rate that is higher than the rate of failure for women. More black men fail per capita than black women. So I am going to blame black men for that. I expect black men to at least be on par with black women. At least be on par with black women. But in reality, I expect us to actually be doing better because we still live in a patriarchal system and we have an advantage and we have multiple advantages over black women. So I would expect us to be doing better than black women based on history and logic and and all that stuff. But here we are doing worse than black women.
And you acknowledge black men are the biggest victims of violence. They're the most likely.
Yeah, but at the hands of black men, absolutely. Other black men are going to unalive a black man. Yes. So we're doing it to ourselves. Yeah.
By police, most likely. So I mean, there's a lot of structures in place that just say, "Oh, black."
Oh, you ain't got it, sir. Listen to what I'm saying. I didn't say I expect black men to be on par with white people. I said I expect black men to at least be on par with black women. Are you not understanding what I'm saying? If I was saying that I expected black men to be on par with white men, then you can give me that sob story about, oh, systematic oppression and blah, 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 blah. Then I would be like, okay, I hear you. But since black women suffer the same systematic oppressions that black men suffer, and then some, but they're on an upward trajectory and we are on a downward spiral, I think that has a lot to do with the choices that black men are making. Individually, on an individual level, black men buying into the patriarchy, right? Not turning our back on the patriarchy. That is our problem. That's our biggest problem within our community. We won't turn our back on the patriarchy. We love the patriarchy so much that it is crippling us as black men. Crippling us as black men.
Female privilege. When people will help society because they view women as dainty and needing help.
Say that again.
Society does not care about men. If a man,
yes, they do.
They will come to the aid of a woman who's crying, but they won't come to.
No, they won't. When you say, y'all got to stop saying it's not. Don't say that's a fact. Women will come to the aid of a woman. Yep. Society, both men and women, absolutely the fuck not. Men will ask, "Why are you crying?" And then when she say, "Oh, some guy just grabbed my purse," they'll be like, "Well, why are you out without a husband? Why are you walking? Why are you out at 9 o'clock at night going to the grocery store? Why didn't you Instacart it? Why are you dressed like that?" That's the type of shit. Men ain't about to sit up there and protect. You think a man is gonna protect her? That's stupid.
Yes. A husband, if he's a good man, will protect his wife, obviously.
Who snatched the purse? Who hurt the woman? Who made the woman cry to begin with?
Who's a bad guy?
Okay. So men aren't the protectors. Y'all got to stop that. That's just that circular talking point is nauseating.
Yeah. You're saying the men who do the perpetrating are bad, but the men who do the protecting are also bad. So
no, they're not. No, they're not. The men who do the men who do the protecting don't really do the protecting because they don't preemptively, they don't proactively protect women. They go around using protection as a way to manipulate women and to control their behavior. So they are almost just as bad as the men who actually commit the harm, commit the violence.
You're saying that there's no necessity for security in society. There's no necessity for safeguards. There's no necessity for.
That's gaslighting. I never said that. I said that I'm saying that if men didn't attack women, there wouldn't be a necessity for all of those things. That's my point.
Well, angry men shouldn't do that. But the simple fact is, because we know that there's violence and there's bad things in society, there's also people who are there to safeguard.
I'm not conceding to society is just fucked up and blah, 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 blah. I'm not conceding to that. I think society should and could be better. But it's up to men to make it better because we are the ones who are dragging it down. So we need to make it better.
Yeah, and you make it better when you have a system and norms you follow that give you adherence on how to follow the rules. You have to follow structure, right? If you have a reason to follow the rules.
The rules are never set for men. They're always set for the rules are never set for the oppressor. They're always set for the oppressed. That's my point. So let's start setting the rules for the oppressors, not the oppressed. Stop telling women to stop dressing like that and tell men to stop looking. Stop telling women to stop opening up their legs and sleeping with men and tell men to stop objectifying women and trying to sleep with every woman that he meets. Right?
I mean, common sense. If you walk outside of your house half naked, you're going to attract a certain level of attention. It should be common sense. How you're presenting yourself is going to affect how people judge you.
Do you think that a woman? Do you think that based on the way a woman is dressed, she is more deserving of being raped or assaulted?
No.
Okay.
I don't.
Okay. So if you believe that, hold on. So if you believe that, then the point you just said is moot.
No, but I'm saying that you shouldn't fan the flames. You shouldn't walk into like a bad.
So hold on. I'm gonna ask you the question again. So do you think that the way a woman is dressed should warrant her being abused or not?
I don't think it should.
Okay, then what's your then,
realistic about the society we live in?
That's not, I'm not being unrealistic. You are being unrealistic to think what I'm saying is unrealistic. You are being unrealistic when you act like we can't as a collective treat women better. That is unrealistic.
I think you put in these safeguards and naturally people the respect. Like, I know you were demonizing like the Middle Eastern countries.
Who?
I can assure you.
Who?
Men, you were just in Saudi Arabia the last time I debated you. But
debate.
I can assure you that women in Saudi Arabia get less eyes on them, and as a result are less sexually harassed than the women in the West.
That's not true. That's not true. The rate of rape in Saudi Arabia is exponentially higher than the rate of rape in America.
It's far lower. Look at the stats.
It's not, sir. I don't, sir. Oh Lord, Allah help us, sir. The stats in Saudi Arabia, do you think that in that misogynistic country, they are reporting the stats? Because you know that if a woman says that she was raped, that in that country, she can be jailed?
I don't think she would be jailed.
Hold on. Do you know that in Saudi Arabia, if a woman says that she is raped, she can be jailed. She can be punished.
Well, they would ask questions about how it happened.
That's not what I'm asking you. Did you know that in Saudi Arabia, if a woman says that she was raped, that she can and most likely will be punished? Did you know that?
Where does it say that?
In their bylaws. You've never seen it because you never looked it up by any. You don't know shit about Saudi Arabia. So stop talking about it.
You need witnesses, but they're not going to punish you for.
Sir, you need male witnesses. That's the point.
Yeah, and that's how the rules are set. But
and that is, hold on, wait. So the word of a man holds more weight than the word of a woman in that society, based on Sharia law. Yes. So you're proving my point. That's why I don't listen.
It's about outside witnesses. You think women aren't capable of lying? Look at Judge Kavanaugh.
Hold on, wait. Time out. Wait. Look at both of them. Judge Kavanaugh didn't get lied on. She told the truth. And Johnny Depp was an abuser. The fuck are you talking about? He wasn't proven innocent. He wasn't. He wasn't on trial. First and foremost, he wasn't on trial, so he wasn't proven innocent. And nor was Johnny Depp. Johnny Depp was an abuser. It was proven that he actually was an abuser.
It's also proven that Amber Heard had false motives. They were able to peek through her and disseminate her in court.
You know what's crazy? You know what's crazy about that is that Saudi Arabia. You mentioned Saudi Arabia. The Prince of Saudi Arabia embarked on a slanderous propagandist campaign against Amber Heard because he liked Johnny Depp. You can go look that up. And that's what a lot of the reason why people look at Johnny Depp and look at Amber Heard the way that they do is because of that propaganda. And you bought into it. The homegirl Liz actually put me on to that a long time, like months ago. And I looked it up. I was like, damn, that's crazy.
Yeah, the simple fact is, if you want someone to be held accountable, if you get raped or whatever, you have to report it. If you're not reporting it, then
why don't men stop graping? Why don't men stop graping?
Well, that's why you have traditional standards.
What the fuck are you talking about? Why? That has nothing to do with this. Traditional standards say that men can grape women. That's what traditionalism teaches men.
It doesn't say that.
100%. Traditional values state that a woman's body belongs to her man. That the woman is beneath a man, and he can do with her whatever he wishes. In America, grape wasn't a thing. Marital grape wasn't a thing until the 90s. In America, grape in and of itself wasn't a thing until the 60s, 70s. So what are you talking about? It is well documented that traditionalism teaches that a woman's body is actually a man's body, right? What did that fucking idiot say? Your body, my choice. That's what the men believe. You think he said that shit? You don't think there's any validity to what he's saying? That is how most men think. That is how society thinks.
I think Nick Fuentes was just being a troll when he said that. But beyond that,
He wasn't being a troll, though. He wasn't just being a troll. There was truth. What he said was true. Men win, women lose. You will never be all that shit. 100%. That's what these men believe. That's what they're showing us.
the cornerstone of a good marriage is respect.
Oh, here you
if
go,
I
pivoting.
violate my wife without her consent, I'm not showing respect for her. So your point is completely moot because men with good marriages and have good morals are not violating the consent of their spouses.
You always have to add these caveats. You see, I don't have to add caveats. You say in a good marriage, most marriages aren't good. If the man is good, most men aren't good. If I don't have to do that. I just talk about most men in most marriages and most relationships and most women in most societies and most. I'm not making blanket statements. I'm making generalized statements. They're not just blanketed. They're not just fucking like I'm just casting them over a whole group of people unwarranted, right? I'm doing it because history, stats, logic all point to the things that I'm saying being true. What the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah, but you're saying, okay, men are the problem, and then that's it. I'm saying if men follow X, Y, and Z, then we'll have a better society here.
I'm saying that men are the problem and men need to fix it. And the way for men to fix it is to tear down the patriarchy and all these other systems of oppression. Your answer is no, men need to buy into these systems more, which is wrong.
Yeah, the patriarchy in itself in many ways benefits women because you have a provider.
It doesn't. It doesn't. You don't need it's artificially, sir. Society has artificially made women dependent on men. It has artificially made women financially dependent on men, and it has intentionally and artificially made women need men for protection to a certain extent.
Nature has made women dependent on men because women get pregnant and you can't work at the same capacity men do when you're child rearing like a baby for 9 months.
Who needs to? You do realize that we can plan for that, right? Like, so for an example, we live in the modern world. My wife is a modern woman, and I mean that like physiologically, because our bodies have changed over the years, right? And our minds have changed. My wife was doing 95-pound squats when she was 8.5 months pregnant. She was like a couple weeks out from having a baby. She was doing 85-pound squats. My wife could still work and move around. Like if she needed to, like if we lived in nature, my wife would have been able to go get water, to trap shit, to gather stuff, to bend over, to lift stuff up. Like she still would have been able to do all of that. She wasn't just laying down like, oh, I'm pregnant, I can't do anything. Like women are fucking insanely strong.
Do you think it's rational to expect a woman to give birth and go back to work the next day like nothing happened?
No, so you plan for that. That's why it takes a community in most cases. It don't take a man, it would take a community. Why couldn't other women protect her? Why couldn't other women provide for her?
Because the moral obligation falls on the man who got.
Now you talking morality. What the fuck does nature have to do with morality, sir? You're conflating it. Now you're conflating morality. We all over the place.
No, it's the same thing.
It's not. Nature and morality have nothing to do with one another.
Okay, so we understand women are getting pregnant. Who bears responsibility for the child? Typically, it's the person who got the person pregnant.
No, the person who bears responsibility for the child is the fucking mother.
And ideally the father as well.
Ideally the father. Once again, there you go adding these caveats. In nature, the person that is responsible for the child is the mother. Guaranteed. The father maybe. Mama's baby, father's maybe.
There are women who abandon their kids too, by the way. But I mean, beyond that.
So what? So what? It's so crazy how you want to talk about the small demographic of women who abandon their kids. But when I talk about the majority of men who be abusing, you fucking Stevie Wonder to the bullshit. Please stop. Please. I didn't say you're denying that there's men. You denied that most men don't abuse. Most men do abuse. Just like most women take care of their fucking kids.
Then you have to set the systems in place that those men get shamed for it. You have to demonize those people. You shame regulates behavior.
I am shaming them. Why are you mad at me? That's what I'm doing. I'm shaming the men who don't show up, and you up here arguing with me. Now you done argue full fucking circle. I shame the men who don't show up. So why you got a problem with me?
You're putting blanket statements on all men.
Oh, here you go. Now you just wiggle. Oh my God. This. Oh my goodness. This is so funny.
You shame bad behaviors. You shame sexual immorality. You shame people who aren't being providers and protectors.
You know what sexual immorality looks like to me? It doesn't look like sleeping with a bunch of people. You know what sexual immorality looks like? It looks like lying to women to sleep with them. You know what else it looks like? Grown adult men sleeping with little kids. You know what else it looks like? It looks like coercing women into sleeping with you. That's what sexual immorality looks like. If you ask 1,000 women to sleep with you and they all agree under their own volition, they all agree, nothing's immoral about that. There's nothing immoral about that. You cannot make that an immoral act. Two adult people choosing to sleep with one another can never be immoral, right? In this context, right? With no lies being told, no omissions, right? Just truth. I want to sleep with you. This is my thing. This is the partner. Yes or no. And she checks off yes, and he checks off yes, and they lay down with each other. Nothing immoral about that. Nothing whatsoever.
Because you agreed to engage into an act without the structures in place that facilitate successful outcomes.
Huh?
You agree? If you engage in an act that could lead to children without the structures in place to support the sustainable, successful family, you hold moral responsibility for making an irresponsible decision.
No.
Absolutely, you do.
You don't. That was a dumb way of saying choose better. I think that the way that it works is you lay down with the person, you sleep with them. If they get pregnant, as a man, I'm saying if you get a woman pregnant, then you have a responsibility to take care of not only the child, but the woman. That's what I believe.
Yeah, absolutely, the man has responsibility. But that's why we acknowledge that there's a causal obligation that's created when you engage in the act of sex. And both people are equally responsible for the success of that child that's been created.
Bro,
my mom was got an arranged marriage. She never even spoke to my dad prior to the wedding at all. She had no choice over the matter.
Yeah. So your grandfather vetted poorly. To my point, men don't know how to fucking vet.
Perhaps he did.
Perhaps. Wait.
My mom doesn't hold her. It doesn't blame.
Hold on. Perhaps you just said your dad should stomp a mud hole in your mama, and then you just said perhaps your granddaddy vetted him poorly. Sir, please.
But at the end of the day,
Please stop.
human beings are
Please stop.
human beings flawed.
Please stop. Keep your mama out your mouth. I don't even like when you talk about your mom. That woman don't deserve that. I don't like. It makes me. I honestly hate it. To be honest with you, I despise that you try to use her. Like I fucking can't stand it. It's disgusting. I can't stand it. It's so gross. Oh, I didn't read. My bad, Mackenzie. I just seen it. Damn, my fault. She said drop Andrew mid-sentence. God damn it. I owe you one. I got you. Don't worry. I got you. That was my bad. I just saw the thing. I saw drop Andrew, and then I just dropped him. I didn't wait. My fault. My fault. Shout out Mackenzie. My fault. My bad. Hey, Malika said, sir, please take your week. Please take your week. Yes, dear, on somewhere. Miss J said, don't forget the man who went viral on TikTok a few years because he wanted the R word to be a holiday. I don't even know. I don't even know who that is. That shit is crazy. I don't even know who that is. Yeah, please stop using y'all mamas. I hate every time y'all talk about y'all mamas like that. I'll be like, yeah, you know, my daddy was whooping my mama ass. Okay. But she was a strong woman and she saw through that and was like, she told my sisters, you know what? Men still aren't bad. Go out there and find you one, my dear. I want to talk to your mama. I want her to tell me what happened. What did she really say to your sisters? That's what I want to know. Because I don't think she just told your sisters go out and find him a man. Doubt it. That lady carried him to hate her. Exactly. Wicked work. Wicked work. Wicked work. Carried that man, protected that man, got rid of that abusive man so she could protect her kids. All for this naked to get online and start lying on that woman and and just telling us anything he wanted to tell us about that woman. She don't deserve that, bro. Your mama don't deserve that. Your mama don't deserve that. That's crazy. Just left and right. She terrible. You're paying your mom out to be a pick-me. After being abused by your father and leaving him, you paying your mom out to be a weak woman. Just so you know, I don't like that shit. It don't sit right with me. It don't sit right with me. Yep, he did call his mama a hoe. Sure did. Hey, though. All right, that's the last one. That's the last one. I got to dip. I got to eat. My belly's calling for food. I can hear it calling. Your boy hungrier than a hostage. Shanika, I appreciate the super chat. Tan Thresh, your favorite irritation. Miss Chrissy, baby. Reese Skyler. Miss Truth Teller. Evie. Osa. Carrie L. May Flowers. Kate Goiker. Teresa. Malika. Miss J. I appreciate y'all. Shout out to all my YouTube cousins, man. The comments was commenting. Y'all was baking. Y'all was shaking and baking, baby. Moving and grooving. Yeah, I'm about to go eat me some lunch. Nah, we ain't got no more leftovers. I made just enough food to last for a day. We got 2 meals out of them things. It's all gone. I might got some mac and cheese left. I'll probably go throw some of that up on there. I'm getting hungry thinking about it. My stomach hurting. I'm having hunger pains. Oh, I'm too hungry. Love y'all, man. I'm a holla bite.